Sometimes they bore me, and I just get up to go get a drink.
Yeah. you actually hear that a lot.
A lot. It happens
You
quite.
just hear him sigh into the mic, and then you hear like ice and
Footsteps.
Just
The bottle
in the corner,
uncorking.
just facing the wall.
So EJ, screen 2. He's like, oh Jesus, I have a wife and kids.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Hello, you beautiful freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Freakquels. I'm your host, EJ Leeson, and joined always by my co-host and friend, Howling 3 enthusiast, Rory Colorasi. Hey, man.
Unapologetic enthusiast.
Yeah, I'm glad you came around to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's.
I'm glad we didn't do this twice.
I know, me either. It just feels so natural.
Yeah, no.
Perfect
Yeah.
and flawless.
Yeah. Also joining us, the podkeeper himself. His motto: baby bottles and swaddle. The young Vince. How's it going?
That's how I roll, baby.
Yeah,
You know how
what's
I
up?
do. Nothing. What's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm hot as hell, man.
I know.
I'm coming in hot today. Yeah, it's a hot
Oh,
one.
you're talking about the heat?
Yes.
I was like nodding. I'm
It's
like,
moist
yeah,
outside. I don't like it. Yeah.
It's so hot.
So hot.
Damp.
So hot. Also, we have two special guests today.
What?
First, she's a drummer, a writer, a local radio DJ, filmmaker, and without question, the best equestrian, Macey Morcom.
Aw, I didn't expect to be so flattered today.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Excited to be a frequel.
I know.
Finally.
I know. So this isn't the first time me and Macey have done a podcast. We have worked on our old show,
Really?
River Dudes, before. Yeah.
River Dudes.
Before it got
She's
canceled.
a huge, before we got canceled.
That was that animated series, right?
No, but she's also a huge Riverdale fan, and that's how we became friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
never know.
over Riverdale.
So, but before you go any further, you
Yeah.
mean to tell me that neither of you told me she's a drummer? Excellent work, guys.
Oh yeah, Vince likes
Fucking
music.
Okay, moving on. Thank you.
Vince plays drums
Yeah.
too. I
Yeah,
think.
they should
Wow.
Yeah.
See, you have to go on a podcast to learn things
about people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Although
She
I think your
rocks.
shirt that says "I'm a drummer"
Yes.
gives it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Surprised she didn't
sorry, I
comment
should've-
on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. And our second guest is a legend. She's an action film enthusiast, as well as video games, cats, and comic books, and one hell of a talented artist, the one and only Becky Henderson.
Oh, that's really nice. Who gave you all those lies about me?
I don't know. I just Googled you. I was like, Becky Henderson.
Cat enthusiast.
All right, I'm going to write that down.
And by the way, if you're a cat enthusiast, you are on the right show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I talk a lot about cats on this show.
I
But
have
you do.
4.
He does.
You have 4?
I have 4.
I have 2.
You want
You'll
2
hear
more?
all about no. Maybe, yeah.
How many?
Take all the cats.
How many away is she from being a crazy cat lady? It's like 10 more, right?
I think it's 10 is the...
It's 15. It's at least double digits.
Really?
Yeah.
For the purposes of this episode, it's 4.
That's 4. Okay.
No, but your art is incredible too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's really nice of you to say.
I saw
Yeah.
something that you did for Elle Snow at her apartment or house.
Oh, her house,
The
yeah.
house.
Yes, I'm actually supposed
She doesn't live in a box. we live in refrigerator boxes. So,
The way you confirmed that.
yeah. It's a house, man.
This isn't just a house; it's a house.
Yeah. No, but go ahead. You saw some art?
That was it.
Were you in her house or looking through the windows?
Yes.
Yeah.
What a
He
great
was-
payoff to that story.
We actually live outside of L's in like 2 boxes, and then...
Are you the reason the tree fell down? She told me a tree fell down.
Yeah, I'm a skimp.
He thought it was an apple tree, so he climbed it.
Yeah, you're pushing it over.
Yeah.
I'm a real problem.
We're just like raccoons that live there. Just going for the garbage. Yeah. And she just turns the light on and we scatter.
Scatter into the
I saw
all right.
artwork while I was going through her garbage. It was in her window. That's
For the
very
record,
nice.
Elle does have the best garbage.
I just want to go on record and say, best garbage.
Of all the trash cans, we have scurried around it.
Best scraps I've ever had in my entire life.
Keep them coming, Elle. Keep them coming.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I didn't see that. So what was it? The artwork of
Wow.
Morbius? Morbius?
It's Morbius, I believe.
It probably was Morbius. I'm supposed to do something else, but I don't want to say what it is on the podcast. But somebody else asked me to do some artwork for her, which is a really cool idea. I just have to get around to it.
Yeah.
Is
very
it
cool.
a drawing of somebody on this podcast?
No.
That sounded like you were setting up a surprise. Like, well, I can't say what it is.
Wait, is it
Or
Jon
who it
Snow?
is.
I didn't
It
want to
might
say.
be a drummer.
But it's you two as raccoons going through her garbage.
Oh,
Wait. Will you draw that?
In the nude?
Yeah, of course I will.
With
EJ
wings?
and I,
In
as
the nude with
raccoons,
wings.
Like
Okay.
like cherubs?
Okay.
Could you do that?
Little cherub raccoons
Little
going
cherub
through
raccoons.
garbage.
Yeah.
Little
This
trash
is what America
cherubs.
wants.
Wait, could you draw her? It's like kind of like the Michelangelo thing where Elle's
With
like
the-
pointing and
at the
we're
garbage?
two little raccoons trying to shoot her.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I've gotten weird requests before. One of the weirdest ones was Dolly Parton as a possum screaming at her own behind.
Oh,
I drew that. I drew
saw
that.
So when can I expect
Fabulous.
it?
I'll show you a picture after
Okay.
we record.
okay.
Is
How much
somebody
do I owe
like
you?
wringing their hands when they ask you that? Like real nervous. I've got a request. I know it's weird.
No, that person is super confident.
That is a very confident man who asked me for that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
fair enough.
He wasn't like sweating. He's like,
No.
question for it.
He asked that question
Like
like,
sitting
hey,
in
you
the
have any
car,
gum?
getting himself ready for this
No,
exchange.
he literally DM'd me and he's like, I have money and an idea. And then he sent me a picture of Dolly Parton and a picture of a possum and he said, do this. And I'm like, I'm on it.
I have money and an idea.
That's like the most dangerous
I'm
combination.
hung up on that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But
Welcome.
I have money and an idea.
yeah,
Yep.
perfect.
Let's go.
All right, let's do this.
Yep.
On
No,
this show, we have ideas and no
money.
money.
no money.
Yeah.
And the ideas aren't even that good.
They're subpar.
Pretty
at best.
terrible. So how did you guys meet? From the comic book store?
Yes. So I work there. Macey.
Wait, you have a comic book store?
I work at the comic book store.
Which one?
Comics on the Green.
Oh, where is that?
Downtown Scranton.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
on the green.
All right. Like, if I can't get in my car and go there, do you have like a website or something that I could?
We do. We have our own Comics on the Green website. We also have an eBay store, and we're on every social media.
Wow, it's almost like I planned that.
You didn't you? You
No, go ahead.
You devious bastard.
He's better at this than we are.
No, we're not getting enough protein in our garbage diet. So, and then, so how did you guys become friends?
So-
like, you guys met at the store?
Yeah, it was ironically because of Riverdale and Archie that we really got talking too, because didn't Dave tell me that you had found the perfect purse?
Yes.
And I needed it.
Yes,
And
and then I
then-
showed you pictures, and then you
Yeah.
bought the purse, and I'm very jealous.
Yes, and I'm just like, and now we are going to be best friends forever.
And then over COVID, we started playing Animal Crossing.
Wait, what was the
together.
purse?
Oh.
It's a Kate Spade, but the outside of it is do you have it with you? Is covered in Archie.
Actually, yes, I do.
Archie like little panels from the comics.
Okay, so you
Oh,
became
that's so
friends because
cool.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I literally hunted it down after she showed me it. I had to go to Lancaster to find it, but I found it.
We don't get too many girls in the store, and the ones that do like nerd stuff or super girly stuff, which is two things I enjoy. So I'm like, look at this purse. It has comics on it. You want it. And then they buy it.
And I'm like, yes, I do.
Yes.
I'm a
want
very
it.
good saleswoman.
Yes, I do.
She is.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Archie is. But I like what you're saying.
I'm sold.
I will take 3.
3 Archies, please.
Yeah.
Three Archies.
three Archie purses. Nothing else. But yeah, so that's really cool. And then also, we had a Halloween party, and you guys...
Keep rubbing that in that I wasn't invited, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Ouch.
We never
It was the
invite-
No Vince's welcome party.
Yeah.
There was a
remember.
sign on the door. I saw it on the way in. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Vince's.
Big slash through
Fuck
your
you,
face.
Vince. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
basically what it
terrible.
said. said "F you, Vince," and yeah.
We had a guy at the door with a list of names specifically just to humiliate you.
Okay.
He's like, "What's your name?" Vince. Not on the list.
Look at the
That
sign.
that was the only list. There's one name on the list.
Not on the list.
Do not let in Vince.
Sorry,
That's
but-
it.
Your picture was there too.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, why do you have a
Please leave.
clipboard? You don't need a clipboard for that.
Yeah.
Just please
One
leave
name.
without making a scene.
But you guys came to the party, and you're both Scream fans, which is perfect, and why we wanted you to be on one of our episodes of Scream. But you guys came as Sydney and Gail Prescott
Yes.
from the first movie, and it looked
And
awesome.
I think the whole way we got for Scream 3 was because, well, I was trying to get my Sydney wig to look just right, and I enlisted the help of my dear old dad. And he took the scissors and he accidentally cut my hair, which I have no bangs. And all of a sudden, I had Gail Weather Scream 3 bangs.
Yeah,
Oh,
she did.
no.
Yeah, she did.
On one side of my face. I'm just like, okay, so it's going to be a hat winter.
Yeah.
So,
Did your
yeah.
dad just give you like a whoops?
He didn't even say anything. He was hoping I wouldn't notice.
He just like left.
Yeah.
Like,
You see like the car door slam, the car peels away.
Do. I'm a Power Ranger now. I gotta go.
He just stopped the scissors and backed out of the room.
back down.
She'll never notice.
Yeah.
It's just her hair.
There's no. He covers all the mirrors in the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never take
What's-
the wig off ever.
What's important is that I love you. I have to go now. My planet needs me.
So one of the things we like to do is ask, is there any new movies you guys have seen? Any new movies out lately that you've checked out?
I watched Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite time of year. I started collecting Deadpool comics originally. That's how I got into comic books.
Really?
So I love when there's a new movie out because some guy will come in dressed head to toe in Deadpool merch and then will incorrectly tell me fake or unreal Deadpool facts
Yeah.
that he learned from the movies. I've been reading it since 2008.
Yeah.
And I've read nearly everything. So them come in and he'll say something and I'll be like, no, that's not it. That's not
not
even
right.
in a
Do you ever
book."
hit him with it? Actually?
I do.
Good.
I do. It's
Good, they
my
deserve
time
it.
then. I point out his Deadpool shirt and I go, name 3 comics.
He's like, uh-oh.
That's how you weed them out.
You hear the front door slam, and he gets into his car and peels away.
Justice League? No, get out of here. Okay.
Gotta go.
But
Leave the hat.
Yeah, but you loved it.
I
It was
did,
amazing.
I did, I really
Did
loved
you like
it.
all the cameos and stuff too?
I did. I was very excited for the cameos. And if anybody's watching the end credit scene without spoiling anything,
Thank
the
you.
end credit stuff has scenes from FX used to show those old movies and then
Yeah.
would have ads being like behind the scenes. It was all the behind the scenes from the FX network. I don't know if they recorded them on a VHS and played them in the end credits of Deadpool.
That's so
I
cool.
remember those.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch those movies all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, it's Sunday night. This is the only thing on? Okay. And then you just put it on and it's like, here's FX behind the scenes. Here's Hugh Jackman being adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the like the whole Fox universe
Mm-hmm.
too, and X-Men and stuff. So those end credits, I was like, it was a little emotional.
It
I feel
was.
like.
I got
It's
a little
nice and nostalgic.
teary-eyed.
Yeah, like
I
seeing
felt something.
Yeah, and I loved Fantastic Four, like the
Yes.
you know
The Fan
and
4
stuff.
stick or the...
Yeah, Fan 4 sticks, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Macey? What's new that you saw lately?
That I saw. Well, I haven't been to the movie theater since Lisa Frankenstein, so I don't know what that says about me, the film student.
It says you don't like movies.
Well,
You just don't like movies.
well, you know, I mean, I'm become a hermit now that I'm not in class. I'm like, okay, so my entire world is going to be my house and the barn where my horse is, and that's that.
Sounds delightful.
it really is.
See? Find your happy
But-
place.
So yeah, Lisa Frankenstein was the last movie new movie that I saw.
Doesn't have to be in theaters. You could have rewatched something.
So, okay. Well, I'm not like I've been watching, okay, don't laugh, but I've been watching like a ton of Christmas movies because my family does
Sorry.
Christmas in July. So
Yeah.
all of July is just suddenly December. So I've been watching like a ton of Christmas movies.
My kids will watch Elf in the middle of August.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh man.
And why is it Elf?
Well, actually,
It's not Elf. Stop pushing Elf down our throats.
I do love Elf.
She
but-
made me watch Alf at a Christmas in July
Yes.
party. Don't make fun of her.
Yes.
She did.
I literally did. I'm like, was it the Christmas in July party or was it our
was a
Christmas?
No, it was
thing
Christmas
December?
in July.
Was it Christmas in July?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It was.
It was last year.
Yeah. So that is one of my favorites, but my favorite is between Christmas Vacation and Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
All right. I
because
like those two.
both somehow are my family, but especially Christmas with the Cranks.
Right.
So I just watch and I feel like I'm laughing at myself. Really.
How do you feel about It's a Wonderful Life?
I'm going to get roasted, but I have never seen it.
Yes, neither have I.
Same.
I'm not alone.
3.
I
EJ, we're
needed to come here today.
only
No,
two.
no, you can't. You gotta stay here.
We
I
have
need
to
you.
leave
movie
now.
of all
I know.
time.
You guys need to stay though.
We have to leave.
Mary.
Now. I'm sorry.
Mary.
That's all I know.
It's like my favorite movie of all time. How dare you?
It's actually one of my favorite movies of all time also.
yeah.
True
it's-
story.
Seriously.
And now we have to take a break because they're gonna make out.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to tell you about our making out break.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do we leave the room or do you make us watch?
No, they make
No.
us watch.
Okay.
They don't break eye contact either.
We also make you watch us eat garbage.
Yeah,
So,
that's really what it comes down
how about you? Any new movies that you checked out?
to. I saw a movie with you.
Yeah, we did.
We saw Trap.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was
That
wondering
was
about
good.
it.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, I loved it. Like, I loved it. It exceeded my expectations, and I was really, really excited for it. So, coming out and exceeding it, I was like, this movie, it might be one of my favorites of the year. I don't know. I really liked it a lot.
I know nothing about it.
I was watching it. I'm like, I love this, but I was like, this is gonna be one of those like divisive movies that annoys me.
Yeah.
Because I came out into a world where everybody apparently hates it.
Yeah.
But it's a
Except
shame.
us. We liked it.
We really enjoyed it.
Joe Potato.
Joey Potato. I love
Yeah,
that we got everybody
he-
calling him Joey Bag of
yeah.
Potatoes.
He looked pale afterwards. How much he hated it.
hated it.
Really?
He was- yeah, he's like, oh, piece of shit, piece of shit.
Yeah.
Where's my? I was like, and I'm like, what? Really? I was like, didn't we watch the same movie?
I know, because it's crazy. Because like Josh Hartnett is incredible.
I love
Yeah.
him.
Me too.
I love
Oh wait,
him.
now I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen that preview.
Yeah.
Josh Arnett is good in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a really great season of Dexter.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what it kind of reminded me of.
that's what. Yeah, if you like Dexter,
Never
I
saw
feel like
it.
this is a okay.
I was
Wow,
meant
we're like
to
batting
meet
a
you,
thousand
dude.
today.
I have seen Dexter.
I have not, so I feel like I was meant to meet you. You know.
Yeah.
Just throwing shit
Is that like
bombs
a
at
drummer
Rory.
thing? Like,
It is. We all got
Dexter,
we all got
pass.
together.
We're
Yeah.
too busy keeping the band together.
Yeah, we gotta keep
keeping
time.
them falling
We don't have
apart to
time,
ever
yeah.
watch a movie. You know.
yeah, you're just like scrolling. Dexter, pass.
Just watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia again.
Over and over and over.
That's all we do is talk
Yeah.
about that show.
So, and then any other new things that happened over the weekend?
I went to Monster Mania.
And how was
and
it?
like hundreds and hundreds of people almost died from heat exhaustion.
Yay!
Sweltering.
Sounds fun.
Air conditioning went out of style there.
Yeah.
They were not
Yeah.
a
Oh,
fan.
so what was the smell like?
Oh, it was like hundreds of different versions of BO just whacking you in the face. All
Did you
at
see
once.
his face cringe before he like?
I winced.
You winced, yeah, because you hit you a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You got a little bit of the smell
You went
back.
back to that place
You
for a
did.
second there.
I did. I
It
did.
smelled like latex and ham.
Yeah. It actually smelled a lot like the trash that we eat out of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So it actually made me miss home.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the convention itself was lots of fun. Got to meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah. Anyone in particular that was pretty cool?
Robert Englund was.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to share a story with you guys because this made me
Yeah.
laugh really hard. So Robert Englund is known to take his time with his fans, which is great.
For those of you like me, Robert England is.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy
And if
you.
you're listening to this and you don't know who Robert Englund
Maybe
is,
maybe I'm
not the
convinced-
podcast.
I've convinced 2 people to listen.
But there's this kid that's ahead of me, and he brought like a mountain of things for him to sign. He's one of
Yeah.
those guys. He's like, Mr. England, sign my shoes. And he's like, okay. And he's drawing on them. and then there was like a couple other like paintings that he had signed.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me so excited, do you remember the talking Freddy Kruegers from like 1989 that got pulled from the shelves because they were too scared?
I have one.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But
I'm so
this
jealous.
kid brings it in, and he is totally convinced he's going to have this big moment because he's like, I'm not making fun of him. This is how he sounded. He's like, Mr. England, I just want to tell you, I have never once pulled the string on this doll. So the very first time that someone's going to pull the string, it's you. And whatever it says, can you write that on the doll? So he's like, yeah. Sure. So he pulls the string and it just goes, "Hi, I'm Freddy." So like you just feel like the room deflate, and I'm like stifling laughter. And so he's just like, Mr. England, would you pull the string again? The next thing is, ha 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 ha. So Robert England just shrugs and he's just like, ha 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 ha. And the kid just kind of like puts his head down and leaves in disappointment. But that was one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced in my life.
That is hilarious.
That's worth price of admission.
That is.
Yeah.
That really is. I'm so glad that's like immortalized now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that boy was me. No, I'm just
That's how I was going. I was waiting for that.
kidding. Mr. England, please.
Rory, I didn't think you would wear those shoes.
Yeah. But
Weekend was fun.
yeah. But overall, the weekend was awesome. You
Yeah.
met some Scream people too,
I
right?
did. I met Melissa Barrera.
Yes.
She was super nice. She was actually probably the most like popular person at that convention. Like everyone just like loved her.
Yeah.
She was super nice. And Tony Revolori.
Yeah.
I want to meet him so bad. He's in
Um,
one of my favorite like movies from a cinematography standpoint.
Which movie?
Lowriders.
Okay.
Love that
Oh.
film.
Just to put this out there, he is the nicest human being ever.
Is he really?
Yeah, and he's like goofy too, so you just
that's
kind of like fall in
awesome.
love with him. Like
Yeah.
that was like the last person that I met at Monster Mania, and I'm like going out on a high note.
Yeah.
He was so cool.
That's
That's very
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Clive Barker was there.
Yeah. And do you meet Mikey Madison too from Once Upon a Time?
No, I
in
didn't.
Hollywood?
No.
No?
No.
I thought you would have been like, I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I would
gotta-
have, but I didn't. Okay.
All
Get
right.
off my back about it.
Okay.
All right.
You do anything else cool this week instead of a podcast?
Did I do anything?
Earlier last week, did you do
Oh,
anything?
my birthday
Yes.
party that you guys threw me.
Yes.
Yeah, they threw
Yeah.
me a surprise party.
And we're hoping to get an episode out of it? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're going to see.
No, we did record something. I may post
Whether
it.
or not it's good,
I don't know if
I
it's going to
doubt
be
it.
like an episode per se.
but it might be a
But
bonus.
it could be
yeah, It could be a
something.
bonus, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll find a way to like structure it so that we can like take your money. Everyone
Yes.
listening at home, and give like if you send us like $25, we'll give you like an exclusive.
Maybe
Freakquels
if we
episode,
sell
and you won't
so
hate
many
us
of,
for it.
maybe if we sell so many of something, like we sell so many shirts or something like that, maybe we could say, okay, we'll release this.
Would you say
No.
something like that is
We're
coming
gonna
on the
bribe an
horizon?
Maybe.
audience?
I'm not gonna say that.
Bribe the audience.
We're not gonna bribe
No,
the
we'll,
audience
we'll probably do something cool where we'll just like drop it
for maybe
for
the
something
50th.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sure people listening don't care that much.
Yeah.
You want to hear my birthday party? No, it's cool. We did like a
We all
like a
stuck
horror
around to watch
movie.
them open presents.
We did.
You just hear.
Wow,
Wow. Thanks,
Socks.
guys.
a
Yeah.
Robert Englund doll.
It has ha ha ha
No.
written on it.
Wow. Thanks, EJ. No, it's cool. We did like horror trivia and we recorded it, and you know, hopefully it turned out well.
And a lot of people got really hammered, so it was a good time all around. It was
Yeah.
good times.
Some people got drunk. I didn't.
Yeah, me either.
The
was like-
usuals.
Yeah,
We were
like the
shooting up,
pizza.
though.
But it was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
though.
We were shooting up in the corner. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, we did crack. So it was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Best
cool that
birthday ever that I don't remember.
we had most of
Exactly.
our guests here for it, which was kind of cool, which I enjoyed.
Yeah,
Having
I-
all those people in one room was really cool.
I
Plus, Will
can't-
Perna. Good
yeah,
God.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
came in here under the impression that we were going to record an episode, so I had my notebook. I was real ready to go into this movie, and then there's a bunch of people just yell surprise. I'm like, get out,
No,
get out.
I don't want this.
And it was like real uncomfortable too, because I just stood there and I'm like, yeah, I'm not kidding.
You
Get out.
Waited for everyone to
So
leave.
what happened when you walked in and you didn't see this set up, right?
Mhm.
Were you like, what the hell's going on?
No.
No?
No, he knows I suck at this, so.
I was like, oh, Vince dropped the ball. No, actually, I think stuff was set up when I
Some
got
of it
here.
was out. I had the mics and shit out,
Yeah.
Oh,
I did figure out something was up though when I came in and there was a trash can and EJ was inside of it,
Just rummaging.
just like kind of beckoning me to jump in with them. And I'm like, oh, there's a party.
No one told me about it. I was just in the trash.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, yeah, surprise.
Surprise birthday cakes where the person just jumps out of the birthday cake, but instead it was just a garbage can.
Under siege.
EJ's a raccoon. Actually, that would have been really special.
Yeah, that would have been really nice.
50th birthday. That's what
Yeah.
you're gonna do for me.
Just remember to bake the cake first, and then I'll get in. Yeah.
Sold.
We'll see.
Anyway,
Anyways,
moving on.
let's talk
Wait,
about the
Vince,
movie.
did you see anything?
Oh yeah.
No. Keep moving on. You guys skipped me last week. You might as well skip me again this week.
I mean, we don't care, but what?
What did you watch,
see?
Vince? Come on.
You know I didn't watch. I watched this movie and I watched the movie for the next thing, and I watched. The interesting thing that I did watch is I found an old concert of a band called Squeeze. Have you ever heard of Squeeze?
Sure.
They sing "Tempted by the Fruit of Another."
Macy,
Yeah.
are you
Yes.
the drummer
Yes.
for that band?
All right.
How
For
did
Squeeze?
you know?
I'll put it together.
Well, anyway,
that shirt you're wearing, I'm the drummer
I know
for
it.
Yeah.
Squeeze.
I know.
I mean, I was trying to be subtle about it.
You got it.
Yeah.
So there's this band called Squeeze, and they have a song. It's called "Pulling Muscles from a Shell," and I have never heard it before, and I've listened to it probably 100 times in the last week. So
Yeah?
I've been obsessed with this band. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I don't do movies like you guys do. I just can't. I can't take them at the rate that you guys take them. I looked at my slate this week. 4.5 hours of movies I don't want to watch, guys.
That was a text message I got from you.
4.5 hours of movies I don't want to watch.
There was no LOL or haha. It was just like
It's anger.
4.5 hours.
Yeah,
of
you
my
guys
life.
you guys don't get it. It's anger.
So yeah, so
I
for you
felt
guys that don't know this, so Vince, he does not like horror movies. He pretty much hates them.
True.
And we force him to watch all these horror movies.
That's when
every
we fell in
week.
love with the show.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Initially, it was just like EJ and I. We were just going to talk about movies.
yeah.
Because there's not enough podcasts about people talking about movies.
There's like
That's
none.
what we learned.
We had
Big
to
gap
jump
in the
pool.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it really became fun was when we brought Vince into it, who was a guy who doesn't like horror. And we're like, hey, how about this? You want to watch Howling 3?
And he's
See
like,
how that goes?
okay.
Now keep in mind that what they're saying is that they're torturing me for their amusement.
That's about
No,
right.
That's
Oh, no.
no.
Okay.
What's the best one that they've made you watch?
I've snuck a couple in. Like I got to watch The Shining. I'm trying to think. What
You like that? You
I like
The
that.
Shining.
You know what I really liked was Totally Killer.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoyed
That was
that.
a
That
lot
was
of fun.
kind of nostalgic.
yeah.
A couple of the Hellraiser, I didn't like the movie, but I loved our episode. I thought that was with Jake.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Was it
Hellraiser 2?
2? So I didn't like the movie, but like doing the podcast kind of made me have fond memories of the movie. So yeah, I kind of like that.
Which movies have you hated?
Oh god, most the ones that I didn't mention.
Oh yeah.
All the others that I didn't
so
mention.
so we're like 47.
Like now,
47 deep. Like two of them.
So like I honestly should say like Howling 3 is
Sorry.
Howling. No, you're fine. Howling 3 is one of the worst movies I've ever watched, but I love that movie now because that's like set a standard for me of like one of the worst things I've ever watched, but yet one of the best things I've ever watched because it was like a train wreck. So
You learned it's a long way down.
Yeah, these movies are embedding memories in my brain that I don't want. So yeah, but most of them are enjoyable.
Did you
Pushing
guys
out
see the
memories of you and your
Howling
kids.
3?
Forever ago, like
The
forever and ever
marsupials.
ago.
It's about
No.
werewolf
It's
marsupials.
insanity.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, it's the best movie ever.
Yes.
And then so you hated that, but what else did you?
I loved Bride of Frankenstein. Like I truly loved Bride of Frankenstein.
As you should.
I really enjoyed Invisible Man. I loved all the
I
Universals
was
that
gonna
we've
say
done.
you seem to light
I
up
like the
most of
Universals.
those.
Yeah.
That like dead look in your face goes away. when we
Oh, how
watch
could I
Universal.
forget the Krampus?
Krampus? Yeah.
Krampus is a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
I'll
that's a-
take that and I'll probably rewatch that. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
how'd you-
but again, on the negative side, everything else that I didn't name that I said I didn't like, I don't like it.
So
Okay.
you didn't love Terrifier 2?
No, that was insane.
No?
That was crazy though. Like that's the culture shock to me to see that on screen.
There's
Yeah.
not many horror movies that make me sick, and the first Terrifier made me physically ill.
We didn't see that, so I'm gonna
Terrifier
assume.
2
Well, you
as
didn't
bad.
see it.
Oh, you know what? You're gonna have to come back for Terrifier. So
Oh,
he
make
can
you watch
it.
Terrifier? Yeah, okay.
See how nice it is to make someone feel bad. You like that?
Perfect. But today we're talking about Scream 3.
Great.
Which I'm so pumped that you got to see. So you've never seen any of the Screams except Scream 6, which we covered.
Yes.
And now Scream 3.
And I saw Scream in the theaters.
Oh, you saw the
I
first
saw
one?
the first Scream I was in high school, I think. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
yeah.
you did see that. So now
You said you saw Scream 2.
I think we saw. I think I saw Scream 1 and Scream 2 in theaters,
I
but
think
I
you
don't
mentioned
remember
that in
Scream
that
2
Scream
at
6
all. Yeah.
episode.
I think I saw Scream 2, but I don't remember any of it at all. I had to watch a recap of 2 before I watched 3. And
Yeah.
this movie was okay. That's you guys probably
Yeah,
have
you
way
save
more.
you save those thoughts.
yeah, save those thoughts for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but so you went from watching Scream 6 to Scream 3, right?
yeah. It wasn't
Okay.
lost at all.
Right. I didn't think you would be. So, I didn't think you would be.
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought you
yeah.
would catch on pretty quick.
Hey, fun fact: the person who wrote this movie also didn't see the other movies. I'm not even kidding. He was like, "Wait, Scream what?"
Aaron Kruger, right? Who wrote this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they hired him because of his last name.
Kruger. All right.
It's
Let's get him.
It's like when they did the Amazing Spider-Man. They're like, "This guy's last name is Webb.
Yeah, Mark Webb.
Let's get him.
This guy's great. Let's
We
get
could
him.
really, this is a good idea." Hey, Mark Webb's actually a very good filmmaker.
I enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I felt
A lot.
meddled with.
Yeah.
Not his fault.
Right.
He's very good with actors.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I liked
500
it.
Days
It
of
was,
Summer.
Yeah, I love that movie. So that movie is incredible. Have you ever seen it?
Nope.
500 Days of Summer?
Nope.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're winning. We should start keeping tabs on who watched what.
I think we're sitting around this table in the right way because it's like we haven't seen anything basically that they've mentioned, and we're
No,
like
and
next
you
to each
guys are-
other, and then you guys are next to each other, and
Yeah.
you've seen everything.
Yeah, I guess it might be a drummer thing, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's a drummer thing.
Like
Stop
I said,
bringing
we're
us
too
drummers down.
busy making sure nothing falls apart.
Yeah.
So we just and setting up the drums takes like 5
Got it.
hours, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't have time for movies.
Everybody just walks in with their guitar, plugs in, then that's it. We got so much shit. It's so heavy too. And you would think you would pack up early and be like, "Hey, let me go help the drummer." No, you never
no,
do.
no,
No, they'll get it.
No, I'll get it.
We've sound checked. We're done like how many hours before the
It's-
guitarists are done sound checking.
it's
We're just sitting there
unnecessary.
like, well, actually, we could watch movies then. So I guess we
Yeah.
are kind of slacking.
We should have a side podcast where we
really
just talk
should.
about our drummer gripes.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
this
what you
is
can call
something
it.
that we could really build upon.
Hi-hats. Just perfect.
You know what really beats my drum?
Yeah. But, all right, without further ado, let's get into the movie Scream 3. So the film opens in Hollywood, and we learn that Cotton Weary has now been busy hosting the #1 nationally syndicated talk show, 100% Cotton. And he's
It's a
trying...
good name, by the way.
A perfect name. I love it.
Yeah.
I remember
For like
seeing
a
this.
crappy
I'm
talk
like,
show?
this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is awesome. And
You know what the alternative name was, right?
What?
85% colic, 50% acrylic. No.
No?
Let me try that again. 85%
no,
cotton.
no, you nailed it the first time.
You've embarrassed yourself enough.
85% cotton, 15% acrylic. That's what I was going for. Anyway,
Yay.
you're right. It wasn't worth it.
Why doesn't he have the little drum and cymbal set up? He has them. Why are they not in here?
We don't want him to have any joy at all. So we also find out he's trying to negotiate a better deal for Stab 3. So he's going to be in Stab 3, kind of like a special appearance. And he's like, you know what? I think I should get more money for this because, it
putting his name
revolves
on the
around me
line.
a little bit. Yeah. And so
It's like weird to... Do they do that in movies often where they put the survivors of real life tragedies into cameo?
they're like, you
All
know
the
what?
time.
Let's do it.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
Yeah.
It seems kind of cruel.
It seems mean. Yeah.
I think it might trigger you a little bit.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, we should get this person.
me.
This guy wrongfully went to jail. Let's get him in this.
Yeah.
They give you a case full of money, and they're like, "This is for the trauma. Come stand in front of the camera."
The more money I count, the more my trauma seems to go away.
Yeah.
Buys
I'm
a lot
in.
of therapy. It's fine.
So then Cotton, he gets a phone call from the wrong number, and it turns out to be this fan, and he's loving his fame, and this random fan that called. And it turns out it's actually Ghostface, and he's looking for Sidney Prescott. So he gets a threat that his girlfriend is in danger, Christine. So Cotton races home to Christine, fearing she's in danger due to Ghostface threatening to kill her.
I like how easily he can drive in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, all right.
He got there in like 20 minutes instead of 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He
doesn't
took
have my
liberties.
driving skills though. He'd have been there even quicker if it was
He
me.
could have lived a block away. It would still take 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
LA traffic.
Can I ask you guys a question? Why did Ghostface think that Cotton would know where Sidney was?
That's what. Yeah, it's not like
Was he
they're
wasting
best
his
friends.
time?
For plot.
Yeah. That's
Plot-
what.
Yeah,
plot
pretty
purposes?
much.
Plot
The
purposes?
script needed it to happen. I
Where's
guess.
Sydney? I don't know.
I don't
man.
know.
I have a TV show.
She
It's,
hates
like,
me.
really
Why would I
awkward.
know?
Yeah, like she would hate Cotton. Like it's
Yeah,
not like
and he
they're
would
like
hate her.
Right.
We do switch Christmas cards. Though.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
She wrongfully put me in jail.
Dear
I
Sydney,
keep
I
tabs on
hate
her.
you. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
But meanwhile, Ghostface puts on some Creed, and
And for the record, that scene is awesome.
yeah, he's like,
This is my
"Let me
favorite
put on that
opening.
track."
Yeah, it's
Of
really
all
yeah, I
cool.
like this opening.
It's
yeah.
literally my favorite opening. It's
Is
just
it
so
real?
good.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of my favorites too. I love the original. I do love Scream 2, and I love this one. Afterwards, I guess like Scream 5.
Yeah.
And then Scream 6. Scream 4 is my least
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
for sure.
That went on too long.
Yeah.
So we're
I
doing
feel like
that
the
next?
first time you watch it, you're like, oh, this is cool. But then, like, the more you watch it, you're like, oh, just please, like, just end already.
Yeah.
Right? Or, like, do you feel that way with Scream 4? Sometimes the opening.
Not really. I
No?
just think you're wrong.
Oh. True.
With no explanation. I just think you're wrong.
Just because.
Moving on.
Moving on.
It's the same argument my kid gave.
So Ghostface puts on some Creed, and Christine goes in the room.
He's just
and,
rocking out the whole
yeah,
way.
he's like, what if I
Pumping his fist.
Yeah. And
He
he's
uses
just-
that voice changer to sound like Scott Stapp.
Hey Sydney, can you take me higher?
Can you take me higher? And then we see where Christine, she goes and turns it off. And now I understand why Ghostface wants to kill her. So Ghostface...
It was weird that she put on Mambo number 5 instead.
Yeah, she's like...
Ghostface just like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
You trying to turn this off for Lou Bega? Feeling my vibe. So, Cotton arrives, and he sees that Christine, she had like a struggle, and so he's looking for Christine, and it turns out she thought it was him that was messing around in the costume, but then Ghostface shows up, and we see them, he shows up behind Christine, and this is a great moment. He's like, behind you, and then Ghostface stabs Christine, and then him and Cotton kind of struggle a little bit, and then, he gets the better of Cotton Weary with a bookshelf.
Classic.
Classic bookshelf thing. But he, like, kicks him in the face, and he flops over the desk, and then he stabs him on the front, and I think he gets stabbed in the head, but they cut it.
Simple game, Cotton. I like
Yeah.
that line.
I did too.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I was a little bummed out with them killing off Cotton,
I
because
was too.
I always liked him, especially in Scream 2. I feel like he's outstanding in Scream 2.
Yeah, he's like really strong in that.
And it's funny, in recent interviews, Liev Schreiber has talked about, he's like, if I knew Scream would keep going on, I probably would have been like, keep me around. But he was
I wanted
like,
to buy a new car. I should have stayed around a
I
little
should have
longer.
stuck around a little
Why
bit.
does that sound like a Cotton thing to say though?
Yeah, it really is. It's like, but this movie definitely put him on the map. I would say, like,
Whoa,
Scream
Sabretooth.
2.
I was going to say Sabretooth.
Sabretooth. He's my
Well,
favorite
this is
Sabretooth.
free Saber.
Sabretooth.
Yeah,
is this
this
pretty
is-
Sabretooth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
This
forgot
is
he
like-
was in it until I put it on, so I don't
Yeah.
One really weird moment in the scene. This is real, EJ. I'm not setting some bullshit up.
Setting up for a
Okay.
joke.
So this is some nerdy shit, but when Cotton falls to the ground.
Yes.
He collapses next to a TV,
Yes.
and you see a copy of the movie Chasing Amy
Yes.
that has Jay and Silent Bob in it.
Correct.
Later on in the movie, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes are in the movie, but they're not Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. They're Jay and Silent Bob.
Right.
So it's like, did a tangential universe open up within Scream 3? I was always very confused by that. And then the first Scream, there's a Clerks poster.
Yes.
This is
There
the
is a
nerdiest
Clerks
shit.
poster. Yeah, no, you're right. There is a Clerks
How
poster.
dare you?
I'm so sorry.
And I think that Clerks is actually one of the VHSs that Randy has
Yeah.
at Stu's house, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
don't-
like that when they have their cameo, they probably should have referred to each other as Jason and Kevin, just to make that a little bit more clear that they weren't their characters.
I don't think anyone pauses the movie and goes, "There's Chasing Amy," though.
Someone saw it.
You
It's not
did.
just me.
I was going to say, there's,
No, I did too. I
there's
saw it.
definitely someone masturbating to this right now
Yeah.
because they know. They're
I
like,
feel
oh my
seen."
God, he saw it. He saw it too.
Please do that sound.
So, anyways,
Every time I edit an episode and you do that, I just lose it. And
sorry.
I don't know why. It's the weirdest sound.
So now we cut to the next day, and Sid is walking her dog and living a very secluded life now. And she is now working for the California Crisis Counseling Center.
Can I just ask something really
Yeah.
quick? Was I the only one who thought, please do not let the dog die? Or
Me too. I
like
always
first thing I
think
thought,
that.
oh no, it's a dog. Is he gonna die?
I think we've
Always.
discussed this where we never care if people die, but if you hurt an animal, we do not like
lose.
that.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I-
Game
it
of
might-
Thrones, it didn't gut me when the people died,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the horse,
The horse.
the
there's
horses when that
horses,
happened, yeah, I'm
dogs,
just like,
cats,
yeah,
yeah,
no.
mice.
Not a
Yeah, it
fan.
doesn't
In my
matter.
notes, Macey, it says,
Yes.
great woof woof actor.
He
says that
really,
right here.
really was the goodest woof woof actor.
Yeah.
He's really
good
good.
boy. He good boy.
He doesn't look at the lens.
He did.
He's in the scene.
Yeah,
I
he's
believe
in
them.
the scene. Yeah. He's not like, oh, what's this camera crew doing up here? He's actually like, what's Laura doing?
Yeah, dude. I
Which-
did
or
some
well,
research
said.
on this dog. Classically trained.
Really?
Was the dog in anything else?
Oh, what hasn't he been in?
Yeah, what else has he been in?
He was in Marley and Me as a.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's just making sure everything was authentic. He actually didn't act in that movie.
Oh,
he was
he
like
was an
a
advisor.
Supervisor.
He's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
technical advisor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
It's like, I had friends.
Yeah, Homeward Bound. He showed up in at one point. He's a little pup at that point.
Oh, okay.
He was a stand-in, wasn't
yeah, yeah.
Oh, do you know his name?
Woof woof.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Paz Walter Howard. No?
What?
Okay.
he? Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Maybe we let this, just like this franchise, go on a little too long.
Yes. So
We should have known where to quit.
we cut over to Gail Weathers now, who is giving a speech
Oh,
at a
wait,
college.
before we blow past that,
No.
I don't know if you guys feel this way too. Something about Sid working in like a crisis center, I just felt like was a really perfect evolution for her character.
Oh, I
It really
I loved
was.
it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I actually love that a lot. I thought that was really cool, and that she's actually now helping
Helping
other
people,
people
yeah.
who
Yeah.
have like gone through either like abusive relationships or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like so, it's awesome.
I like that evolution for her.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you. So we cut over to Gail Weathers, who's giving a speech at college now about being ruthless and make sure to get the facts. And that's journalism, baby. And she also has these great bangs that I feel like.
Oh, I was hoping we were going to talk about the train wreck.
What?
The train wreck that is her bangs.
You don't like
I
it?
no, iconic.
They're
That's the
iconic.
scariest thing about this whole movie is the bangs.
Yes,
You-
yes, I would agree.
You do not understand the pop culture impact
No, I-
those
Yeah.
I
awful
understand it.
bangs had.
You can
Yeah.
say Courtney Cox bangs, and people Scream 3.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll shout it at you.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
She
Weirdly
lost-
enough, that might be the thing that people talk about most with this film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is
If-
actually.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
if we
Yep.
take a group picture for this, could you like pencil in bangs on everyone? but like not well, just like poorly do bangs on everyone.
Do you want to edit mine so that they look like hers?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're just gonna, yeah, I
Yeah,
like
just
that.
put them right in there.
8 more inches off, and it should be fine. But yeah, no, it's true. I feel like a lot of people do talk about her bangs like this movie.
And the
it's, like,
yellow
straight
fucking
to, like,
is this the yellow suit
That's
too?
the yellow suit.
the
Big
yellow
Bird.
suit?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sweet D, coaching basketball.
yeah. But
I think Becca said she looks like ketchup and mustard.
oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I love her fashion,
Me
and
too.
I picked the Scream 1 outfit to go with Macey, but everything in Scream 3 is just it's bright. It's
Very bright.
Yeah.
It's not cute.
Yet not one neon or something.
No.
Not as cute as usual. I feel like no. I love. My favorite look was probably Scream 2 for
Oh, yeah, she's
Gail
real cool.
with like the darker hair and the
streaks.
red streaks.
Nice streaks.
Yeah,
Is what he says to her.
Yeah, nice
I wonder if you
streaks.
could do like a silhouette of Gail's hair and you'd be able to tell what movie it was.
Oh,
For sure.
probably.
For sure?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily.
Just a silhouette of her hairstyles and like 1, 2, like that should be the cover.
They're all very
I feel like
specific.
4 and 6 are similar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
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 But definitely 1, 2, 3 are very different,
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah. So, anyways,
I love that we're talking about hair.
yeah. This whole
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
40
It's all the
minutes later.
estrogen.
Yeah. There's two
Well, I
girls
guess-
in here. We've started talking about hair and fashion.
So
People are just fast forwarding 30 seconds out of time. Jesus, they're still talking about
still
hair.
going on about hair.
Whose idea was it exactly?
So then we see where she gets a visit from Detective Mark Kincaid of the LAPD, and he informs her of Cotton's murder, and he asks her to identify a photo that was left behind at the crime scene, and she immediately recognizes that it's Maureen Prescott.
And
like
this
a
is
very
played by
young,
Dr. Dreamy, right?
Yes.
Patrick Dempsey?
Yeah.
Dr. Dempsey, yeah.
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 A lot of dreaming.
This thing
going
is
on there.
star-studded.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was McDreamy?
McDreamy,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Right?
But
Yeah.
I think
him,
yeah.
Liev Schreiber, star-studded cast.
There was a surprising amount of people that I forgot were in Scream 3 until they popped up on Scream. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, it's this person. Oh my god, it's that person.
Yeah.
It's Lance
Yeah.
Hendrickson.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen. I was like, I forgot he was in this too.
Yeah.
I always forget he played John Milton. I don't know why. And I love Lance Henriksen. But anyways, he informs her, and she's like, yeah, that's Maureen Prescott, which is Sydney's mother.
She has such a great line with that too. When he mentions like to keep it like on the DL, and she's just like, I swear on my Pulitzer Prize, which I plan to win one day. I
Yeah.
just love that line. Like, but she has there's so many good lines in this, like one-liners in this film.
Yeah,
Like,
and
but that one's
she's like the Gail. I think is like the backbone of this movie. Like I feel like
Yes.
she really
Yeah.
carries
Yeah.
the whole film.
definitely.
Because like at this point, Nev Campbell, what was it? She was only like
3
available
weeks.
for 3 weeks.
It's
of
like
the-
3 of the 9 weeks.
Yeah, and
all
so
So do they like trade off the franchise? Like who's kind of running the franchise? Like does Courtney Cox have some, and then
What it was is that I guess they hadn't signed any type of a deal with Nev
I
Campbell,
find the bu-
contractually obligating
I
her to
find the
come back.
business tree of how all of this works more interesting than the actual movie.
The whole behind the
Screw
scenes
you.
thing with this movie, the whole behind the scenes mess of this movie is very interesting. We'll definitely talk
Okay.
more about that, but I know that they didn't have something worked out with her that she was contractually obligated to come back, so they only really had her for the times that she was available. So what they did,
They literally
which is-
wrote her in what they could.
Yeah, and she like lights up the movie whenever she's in it. Like the best stuff in the film is when Sid shows up.
Definitely.
But they did that thing you probably shouldn't do, which is that they pulled all the secondary characters to the forefront, and you realize why they're secondary characters, you know? But, you know, they did what they could.
yeah, I personally was a fan of seeing Gail.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Gail is my favorite. That's
Yeah,
I
she's
love
such
Gail.
a great character.
Yeah.
I
She's
think
very, like, nuanced.
Arquette is very underrated.
Yes.
He's lovable.
He's so good. I'm
In
such
this
a
movie,
fan.
though, when I rewatched it, I didn't think it was his best work this time around. Like, I thought, like, some of, like, his delivery was little leaning too much into the
Oh, really?
campiness, yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I love him in all of the other ones, but in this one, I'm like, oh, I don't remember him being like that, but
Could it be because he's dating a actor of who's playing the girl that he likes? Maybe that he's kind of over the top, and I'm trying to save him because I love him so much.
Yeah, me too.
I know what you mean. He seems like tired or something.
Yeah,
But I feel like
there's
that's like
something-
maybe something like that might have been a choice.
Character choice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also know that the cast was horribly miserable because this is. I'll just insert this real quick. Apparently, they kept having to rewrite these scenes. Like the whole, like, there were like large chunks of the script were rewritten as they were shooting. Like they would.
I didn't think
the
Olivia
scene.
Rodrigo was into the sixth one. No, they had all those rewrites.
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. Well,
Oh
you know
no! That's such a good callback. But no, they had to keep like rewriting it on the day, and then they had to like know their dialogue like as they were getting the pages. So I know specifically there's a shot of him where he's like, Wes, I don't even know what's going on anymore. And it's sad. But
That's one of the jokes in the movie. Jenny McCarthy starts going, "Why are there more rewrites?
Yeah.
Are we ever going to learn our lines because of these rewrites?"
yeah, it's I guess like the script leaked, or they were afraid of it leaking, so they kept changing things, and it's just maddening. Like I couldn't even imagine that. That happened with 2 also, like the ending. The ending of that movie was supposed to be completely different.
Right.
And then they get leaked or something.
The killers were completely
Who the fuck
different.
does that, seriously.
Yeah.
The killers was supposed to be 2 people in this one too, and they changed it to the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And you can tell in certain scenes too that it was meant to be 2.
I kind of like that they left that in though, because it gave you like
Same.
red herrings about
Right.
what was going on.
Yep.
No, I definitely, because they definitely set up the one girl, Angelina, to be like, because she originally was the second, right? Like the second killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it kind of explains like Ghostface being able to kind of like teleport around this movie. It's like people complain about that 8th Friday the 13th movie with Jason kind of showing up in random places like he's teleporting.
Yeah.
This movie is ridiculous with it. He's like upstairs, downstairs, other side of town.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Sid?
She's always like sweating. She's like,
I'm running a lot.
Constantly out of breath.
really fast.
I'm definitely the Ghostface with the most cardio. So, you guys got any carbs? So at Sunrise Studios, news outlets crowd the lot talking about the recent death of Stab star Cotton Weary. And inside the studio, Roman, who's the director, is pissed about his movie possibly being put on pause due to the death of Cotton. Meanwhile, the cast of Stab 3 discuss whether or not they're in danger and what's going to happen with the film. And then we see a full recreation of Sydney and Stu's house from Scream 1. And I have to say, it was awesome. Like, I think that's, like, another cool aspect of this movie is seeing the sets, like, that set of seeing, like, Stu's house, like, the exterior and the, like, Sid's house. You know, and I was like, I always love that about this movie.
We'll talk when we get to that scene. I have a lot to say about that scene.
Oh, later on?
Yeah, later on. It's that's like I think maybe my favorite moment in the entire film.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
And there's a couple that I'm like, I love that moment. But Gail Weathers arrives, and she's greeted by Jennifer Jolie. One of my favorite actresses is Parker Posey.
I love Parker Posey.
Me too.
Oh
I
my God.
love her.
Just the
Josie
way
and
you
the
say Parker Posey. Could you do it again?
Parker Posey.
Wonderful.
ASMR. I told you, the accent's there. It comes out in certain words.
Yeah, I love her. And she's in Josie and the Pussycats. I love that movie.
Love that movie.
I still
Me
have
too.
to see it, and I'm ashamed to say that I have not yet seen it.
I'm
It's
going
so
to
good.
force you.
As a drummer, you have to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really do.
You really
You do.
It's the drummer code.
German code for a second.
You know,
That's it.
weird
It goes
thing.
Whiplash, Josie and the Pussycats, and then everything else. Yeah.
A Party Girl. She's great in that. Just
Superman Returns.
Superman Returns. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's got
she's in
little
that.
dogs.
Yeah, and then
That's why I remember it. Little
she's
puppies.
awesome. I think she's like the best addition to this cast. I feel like she's probably my favorite. Of the new people that they brought in,
Sure.
I think Parker Posey's like for sure my favorite. And but I love her in Waiting for
Guffman?
Guffman. Yeah, did you see that?
No.
Oh,
I just know the.
You just-
you said
yeah.
Waiting. I was like, there's only one movie I could think of other than Waiting,
which is
Waiting.
It's so good, and she's incredible in that too. But yeah, I love her. So she's playing a version.
One little fun fact about this: first time I saw this movie, I hated her character.
Did you really?
Yeah, for years I was just like, she annoys the fuck out of me.
I'm sitting
Recently-
here thinking the same thing. I have yet to warm up to her character.
Well, for the longest time, she annoyed the fuck out of me. But the last bunch of times I've watched it, I'm like, I kind of love her.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Like something clicked.
Yes.
That was a sound effect, everybody.
It was good. It sounded good.
Really
Yeah,
good.
it sounds really good.
We
We paid $800 for that.
It's a Lucasfilm.
Take it out.
That's a Lucasfilm
We don't need
snap.
Yeah.
But no, I remember just being kind of off put by her. But the last few times I watched it, I'm like, she's kind of wonderful in this.
Yeah, she's outstanding. And so she's playing Gail in the movie Stab 3. And as soon as her and Gail meet, she's like immediately trying to copy a lot of like Gail's mannerisms and stuff. And she's
Trying
like,
to cop her
like,
steez.
Yeah.
At first, she's kind of like excited to meet her, and then she sees the way that Gail's acting, and she's like, "Well, I guess I'll act like that too."
right, yeah.
We're just gonna be nasty to each other.
And
Method.
so as they
Yeah,
chat,
that's the method acting way.
yeah. And as they chat, Dewey comes along.
I love their little exchange, how they just like kind of dig at each
Same.
other.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
where they're going back and forth. I love that too. It's so good. Dewey comes along, and it turns out he actually works for Jennifer Jolie and is a consultant on Gail. He's like, yeah, Gail acts like this. She
The
does
fact that Gail is surprised by this is mind blowing to me. Like, who else are they going to get? Of
Right.
course, it's going to be him.
Right,
Yeah.
of course, right.
It's a wonky way to get him into the movie, though.
Yeah, and he's also
They needed a guy
technical
from the actual
advisor.
murderers. You're like, I don't know. This company seems like they're like real scummy and they don't care. I don't think they'd go that far.
Yeah, Sunrise Studios. Well, I guess it always has been.
Yeah.
A pretty crappy studio.
He should have just showed up. He's just like, hey, they killed Cotton Weary.
I'm
here.
nervous about.
I guess there wouldn't be any real reason for him to go there. I
I'm
guess.
here.
No.
Well, I
Could have
mean,
just showed up.
as weird as it.
It's just like,
Hey guys.
and Dewey's here too.
Is that it? Well, I don't even think this is the weirdest person that shows up.
Oh no.
Yeah,
There's a
we'll get
far
to it,
more
yeah.
jarring person that shows up in this movie.
So, he's also working as the film's technical advisor, and Gil's
Kind of like that dog did.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just not as good.
No. No one could be better than.
Yeah, that's
than
true.
That woof
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 woof.
was,
There it is.
Yeah.
Gail gets booted out by the producer, and which is Lance Henriksen, aka John Milton, and we get a quick.
Can I ask you a really funny thing about this? So Milton.
Yeah. Is
So
that
you
his
saw,
name?
yeah. So you saw the producer of this movie, right?
Right.
Was he aware? The comparisons. It's almost like a confessional.
Oh, right. You're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like weird because I don't know if he is very like not self-aware. Harvey Weinstein.
I was gonna say, do you want to
Oh,
peel back the curtain on this and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
explain to me?
So
Yeah.
like basically the character is like a scumbag, like rapist.
Okay.
Of like who like preys upon young actresses.
Yeah.
And it's produced by a man notoriously known for
Maybe
that.
he
now.
wanted to get it in so he could be like, they're never gonna believe me now.
This movie needs a hero.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just like a weird choice. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's always been that way in movies, though. The reason there's Oscars is because the guy who created the Oscars to keep all the team and the crew
They wanted to compete
writing-
against each other.
Well, he used those guys to build him a summer home where he used to have parties of the Harvey Weinstein variety.
Oh.
Gross.
And so that was from the 1940s. So it's always been a disgusting practice.
The whole
Yeah.
reason they have the Oscars was because they were worried that these actors were going to be like, oh, well, we don't need these huge, we can go act in other things. And they were like, no, we need them to compete against each other to make up. So let's make up this fake award that we give out with fake merits, and then we'll just keep them hating each other. And it worked for all these years.
Mm-hmm.
I never
Gross.
knew that.
Who
It's a gross industry.
Who would have thought
Who would have thought?
the entertainment industry
Why
would have
can't
seedy
people
people
just
in it?
make movies and enjoy it?
Yeah, just like.
No, I have the answer to that. Money and power. That's-
okay.
But
Yeah.
I just feel like
Hey, man.
there must have been a moment where he's like, I see myself in that guy.
I guarantee you he did, and that's why he left it in. He's like, I'm going to get away with this for a long time, so I might as well write it into the movie.
Hiding
He
in-
probably
hiding in
he
plain
probably
sight.
got off to that fact that movie got made that way.
Well,
Ugh, gross. gross.
Hey. There we go.
So
That's our Harvey Weinstein sound, just so you know.
Yeah,
That's a good noise. That's a
anytime you want
perfect
to do
noise.
that,
Weirdly
feel free to
enough,
just jump in.
he's produced a lot of movies that we've covered.
a lot of horror movies.
Yeah.
That,
Well,
like,
yeah. What's
Well,
the
it was,
company? Who does he
um,
work for? Dimension.
Dimension.
Yeah.
Miramax.
Miramax Dimension. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna cut out all this stuff about Harvey Weinstein because
No, leave
he's
it
getting
in.
away too much coverage.
We're
Fuck
talking.
'em.
We're talking about him in the light that like, no, that's fucking gross. That's yeah. So leave it in.
Yeah, he sucks.
He
Yeah.
does suck.
Fuck
He
him.
does. He does.
So Gail gets
I
booted.
don't like Harvey Weinstein. I don't care who knows it.
So Gail gets booted out by the producer, and we get a quick stop cameo from Jay and Silent Bob.
I'm not even supposed to be.
I'm not even supposed to be here. But how did you feel about the cameo?
I rolled my eyes the first time I saw this movie. I'm like, oh, don't do that.
Was there some
Yeah.
kind of trade-off where somebody from the Scream franchise was in?
Miramax had to be something
Well,
like that.
yeah, I mean, Kevin Smith was such like a big part of Miramax at that time.
Yeah.
I know, like, Wes Craven just seems like a great guy. And he's probably just like, yeah, come and have a cameo. But what was great was that when Kevin Smith did Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Wes Craven has a cameo in that.
Oh,
Oh,
it was
okay.
like
So
a
yeah, that
trade-off.
is the trade-off.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Here's what I don't like about it is there's winking involved.
Yeah.
Like had they just done it and moved on, it would have been a much better cameo. Like with no winking and just like Jay Silent Bob and no mention to it whatsoever, and just like
Yeah.
not brought attention to it. I think
Or
it would
like,
have been better.
like Kevin Smith directing a movie that they walk by or something.
Yeah.
But it's just way too, like,
Campy?
cutesy.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
Connie fucking Chong. And I'm like, oh, don't do this.
Yeah.
I,
And Gail
honestly,
just like flips them off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
honestly, like, and that's like really weird for her character to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was one movie that I can think of that I would remove a scene from entirely, this would be it.
That scene.
That scene. It doesn't do anything for the film.
Okay.
But I love Jay and Silent Bob, mind you. I'm a big Kevin Smith lover. You
Yeah,
understand
me too.
that?
Have you ever
This
seen The
sounds weird.
Howling 3? That's the only movie you want to take a scene out of?
No. Because I like that it gave you something to measure the quality of movies with.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. So that night, Sid gets a visit from her father, and they chat about it happening again, and he assures her that it's nothing, and he kind of is like begging her. He's like, why don't you move back home? You're up here by yourself. You're very secluded, almost like you're sheltering yourself away from the world. And which is kind of cool that it sets up something later on that happens
Yeah.
at the very end that I really like.
I love this
It
scene.
kind of like foreshadows like something, but
The scene in general
Yeah.
is like really strong.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just like that we see, oh, the dad's actually alive. He still exists.
They
He
got him
has,
back.
he has more lines than, "Hey, I'm staying at the Hilton." You know?
Or his famous line of.
So
No, that again, like Nev Campbell shows up into this movie and it just the light comes on.
yes,
You know, it feels like Scream again.
yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And
She was so on it though. Like I think that was her best acting as Sydney.
Yeah.
yeah,
She
I
was just
really
so
do
on
think, yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we probably all maybe agree on this, but she, as far as like that final girl thing goes, she's the best one, isn't she?
I think so.
I mean, I've only seen the Scream franchise as far as horror goes, so my answer is obviously yes.
So EJ,
yes, that's correct. But yeah, no, we see later that night she has a nightmare about her mom, and I feel like it feels out of touch with Scream,
oh yeah,
right? Like
Yeah.
that was always
I
like
was confused.
One thing. Yeah, it always I don't know. I
It was
did not
like I
like
was
it.
watching a Hammer movie or something.
Yeah, I was like,
All
what
the
is
fog's
going
rolling
on?
in and
Yeah.
That's how you can tell the guy never watched 1 and 2.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna have a ghost mom in here.
there's like, it's just a weird choice.
Yeah.
It just didn't fit with Scream. Like I get what he was trying to go with, like trying to show like the state of her mind, but it just did not fit the franchise at all.
I know, and they bring it back for Scream 5, where we see Sam kind of sees, you know, Billy a little bit.
I won't complain about that one though. I mean,
Yeah.
bring Skeet Ulrich back into everything, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do you think
I
the
love
actress
Skeet.
was like, you know, can I just have like a scene? Can I do something in these movies?
Yeah, we just want you to walk up to the window and scratch on it. Like a cat. Like, watch that cat over there. Just like,
The cat with the tentacles. Visor.
He walks up and he just scratches.
That's how you do it.
Poor Rory Prescott is like, okay, I think I got it.
You're gonna be working with Fluffy today.
Wolf Wolf's partner.
The cat has like little headphones on.
More intense, more intense.
He's got like the script folded under his. He's like, I just don't believe what you're doing.
Yeah. So the next day, we see Jenny McCarthy, who's playing the character Sarah.
She was in this, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought that was an interesting cameo too. I was like, all right. So
I was more
she shows
interested
up-
in the VHSs. You see all those VHSs?
Yeah, I was like,
I was like
all right.
scanning. I'm like, do I have those?
What are those?
Christmas of 1998, my brother got a Jenny McCarthy poster. We still have it.
Oh man, that's embarrassing. No, I'm just kidding. We still have it.
In the same spot, or were you just taking it with you where you went?
No, this is my week to have it.
So we see she shows up at the studio to go over some script changes with Roman, who's the director, but Roman isn't there. So she gets a call from Roman, quotation marks, to go over the script, and it turns out it's not actually Roman; it's Ghostface instead. And
Or is it? Does that mean that was Roman?
It's
So,
Ghostface
yes.
instead.
It's Ghostface.
You got to save the
Instead.
battery life on that thing for a minute.
I know.
I noticed that too. Rewatching it, I'm like, oh yeah, because when I watched it originally, because I haven't seen it in forever, I kept thinking it was Patrick Dempsey. I don't know why. I kept thinking Patrick Dempsey
Because
was the
he's
killer.
so obviously the killer.
kept going,
But he's
exactly.
not. He's like, what are you fucking looking at?
It's been so long since I had seen Scream 3 that when they had the reveal, I'm like, oh yeah,
It was that guy.
I forgot about this.
That part where he's like, what's your favorite scary movie? My life. I'm like, oh, that guy's a killer.
Well, it's so
I'm
weird
so
how
convinced at that point.
yeah, he gets like in her face.
Yeah.
It's not like my life. He's like my life.
I like to think that he like walked into the hallway and he's like, I shouldn't have said it like that. I should have said something cooler.
I'm too dramatic as a cop.
Meanwhile, Cindy's like, and I'm choosing the bear from now on.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
Sid, can I try that again? He's like, no.
Try
No,
what?
Mark.
So we see that, unfortunately for Sarah, Ghostface ends up taking her out. And I do love that she breaks the statue, like the MTV award or whatever it is, and like breaks the head off of it, and she's just trying to
Snaps
like,
it off and
yeah, like tape to get it back on. But yeah, so it's so good. Like she doesn't care. Like she's like, no one's gonna notice.
This is when podcasts need to be a visual medium.
Yeah.
I like that was used later on when Roman was like, look at this message, and it's the headless statue. It got such a chuckle out of me.
Yeah.
This isn't a message?
You don't think this is a message?
He's got some funny moments.
He
And I know
does.
people give him a lot of shit, but I like that part where he's like, Variety called me a pariah. I don't even know what a pariah is.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like he's really funny in the movie. I don't know. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
When he was
I
on
do too.
Scrubs. Remember when he was on
Oh,
Scrubs?
he was
Yeah.
great in Scrubs, yeah. So Gail and Dewey discuss the murder, but then really dive into their failed relationship. Dewey also reveals that someone on the film is trying to find Sid. Luckily, he hid her file. He then gets a page from Jennifer to come and meet her. Do you remember pagers?
Pagers. I love pagers.
Yeah.
911. And
He's
then
like,
your
"Oh,
phone
I got
number.
a page, yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah. They had cell phones at that time.
Yeah, they did. Well, pagers were good because, you know, if I needed weed, I would just text my guy 420 and my phone number, and he would text me back and right away. So I didn't need to. We didn't need to talk or anything. He just saw. He would pick up his beeper, go 4205, and my phone number would be like, I gotta go to Vince's.
Well, what if he was like, oh, I should just meet him at that time? Like, no one ever confused.
Is it, dude? I went to meet you at 420 and no one was there.
No kidding. During this time when this movie was made,
Yeah.
when I was in school, I actually had people in my class that had pagers.
Really?
And they were always looking at them, like they were kind of pulling them out, like they wanted you to see them. I'm like, everybody who would page you is in this fucking classroom.
What do they need you in the OR in the next 10 minutes? Why do you have that? Unless you're selling drugs or a doctor, you don't need that.
Any kid,
Doogie
yeah.
Howser, get out of here.
Any kid I knew that had one 100% sold drugs.
What's a drug deal?
Usually for drug dealers.
100%.
I would like to see somebody in a classroom like, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
I gotta go teach.
I got in surgery.
I feel like I'm actually wasting my time in this classroom right now.
I got a hip reconstruction. I'll be back.
BRB. I'll see you for lunch. So Dewey and Gail find out that Sarah has been murdered, and Jennifer is nervous that she is next because in the script, it looks like Gail would be the next person to get killed. And then I love that Gail is like, "What? I get killed in this movie? Are you just kidding me?" I love like how her reaction to that is just so
Not
funny.
the fact that she's going to die next, but the fact that her character dies
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Gail has a little bit of an ego, and it's awesome.
Yes,
Because you're
what I
right.
always
Like
loved
Courtney
about
Cox
Gail.
is like,
Yeah,
she's just amazing
love it.
in every
love that.
scene.
Did you ever see Friends? She was good in that.
I don't. Friends, you say?
Yeah.
Is that some kind of a TV show?
It was a television show.
I saw Ace Ventura. She's good in that.
Oh,
She
I
was
forgot
great.
she was in that.
Yeah, you know what my favorite movie was? That Bruce Springsteen video. Remember
She's
that?
good at that, dude.
Dancing in the
She's
dark,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Birth of the
Really liked
Alfonso
her in
dance
that.
too, wasn't it?
Well, what?
The Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yes,
What was his name?
yes.
the birth of she does
Yeah,
that
the,
dance.
The Carlton
That's her dance.
from
no?
Fresh Prince,
Yeah.
yes.
See, this is what you learn on Freakquels. Your favorite horror movie podcast. Bruce Springsteen. Your mom likes him.
So at the studio, Gail chats with Kincaid about the second murder, and the killer is following the order of the script. But he then tells her, "Hey, there are 3 different versions of the script, so we don't know which one the killer is actually following."
Wait, are you talking about the movie or are you talking about the movie with all these rewrites?
I think it's both. I think it's both, actually.
They just started to lean into it.
Yeah.
See, the
Yeah.
biggest mistake on this production was that they sent the killer scripts.
Yes.
That was the biggest mistake
Yeah.
that they made.
That's
I'm
Some
just saying.
intern got fired for
Yeah,
that.
they're like, don't send that guy the script.
he's weird.
Not the
totally
guy
a
with
killer.
the mask and the hunting knife. Send it to the
Voice
Woof
changer
Woof
box. Yeah.
and the cat supervisor.
So at the studio, we see that happen, and then Roman Bridger complains about all the studios, how this is all the studio's fault, and he's probably next because of him getting the award, and the head is like knocked off. It's a message. So then the police come, and they actually haul away Roman for some questioning because they're like, "Hey, you're the last one that talked to her. We're gonna bring you in." And he's like, "Okay, sounds good." So. Then we see Sid turns on the news, and after a weird phone call, finding out about a second murder on Stab 3, and that it was shut down. At Jennifer Jolie's, some of the cast get together for a rap party, and Gail shows up and warns Dewey that it wasn't Roman. He was released, that they cloned his cell phone, which always happens. I don't know how people know so much about cloning cell phones.
the extent of technology that they have are aware of is mind blowing to me.
Yeah, they're like, they cloned his phone. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's like a thing that happens in every
This
movie.
guy's
and I'm
a-
like, how do you clone a phone?
The killer's ability to use voice modulation is impressive.
Oh, like, that's one thing that I hated the first time I saw this movie, and I hated for a long time, was the voice modulator
Yeah.
in this movie.
But can we go back to the guy who's cloning these phones? He's like a guy with like a side gig who's like, oh shit, I might be an accomplice. They're gonna be mad at me for this.
Yeah, you want your phone cloned? Just page me, bro.
It's just like some guy.
Dollar Tree Mr. Robot just sitting around.
Yeah, no problem. I got you hooked up. So the cast is at the Jennifer Jolie's, and Gail and Dewey piece together that the 2 photos of Maureen put her at Sunrise Studios at one point. They're like, wait a second, this is the same photo that lines up with Jennifer's photo as Gail. So they're like, oh, this all happened at Sunrise Studio? Meanwhile, Jennifer's bodyguard, played by...
Kronk.
Yeah, Kronk.
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah. AKA
Peter.
Stone.
Peter.
That's such good. We
Do
see.
you know he was only in 11 episodes of Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Really?
Are you
Yes.
serious?
I feel like he's such a
it's 11 or
staple
it's,
to the show.
it's 11 or 12, but he's such an iconic character.
He
that-
is.
I recently
learn.
just saw that.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic.
Crazy.
You can
I'd
tell what
love to see
generation
it.
I'm from.
He walks into Elaine's apartment with the 8-ball jacket on and just turns around and points at the 8-ball is one of the best scenes in all of TV. I just love it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stop what you're doing and go YouTube that because it's hilarious.
Well, I
All right,
can't
I'll be
stop
right back.
filming a podcast.
I'm not talking to you. Plus, you got to keep time.
This doesn't apply to drummers. You're okay.
Yeah. So we see he's in Dewey's trailer because right now Dewey is living on the property of Jennifer Jolie's. Or no, what is it? Jennifer. It is Jennifer
Yeah,
Jolie.
Jennifer Jolie. Very
He's
clever.
living on her property.
Very
I know.
clever.
Wait, and then isn't fake Sydney? Isn't her name Angelina?
Yeah.
I love how I just now put that together.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's in the
Don't worry,
Dewey's
I
trailer.
haven't put it together yet.
You'll get there.
Probably not.
So he's in Dewey's trailer, and then we see where he gets stabbed and beaten over the head with a pan.
Yeah.
And I was like, what a way to go.
And I like that this killer's taking like the Looney Tunes approach.
Yeah, yeah.
Rapunzel.
He's like, we're in Hollywood. He gets an anvil. He's just like,
It says Acme on the side of it.
He killed him with a giant slingshot.
yeah. Who painted this? Who painted
Don't.
this tunnel on this wall? This is so terrible. So, anyways, he
I asked you not to give me that image in
I
my head.
know. Dewey and Gail are just driving and they crash into it.
And they pancake against the wall. Just flat.
You just see Ghostface step out from behind the rock, and he's like, so
Lasting what if?
yeah, Warner. We see that he walks. Somehow he gets up and he walks to the house where everyone finally sees him die, and I was like, "Good on him." Like, what was that about?
He didn't want to do it alone.
Yeah, he's like, guys,
Hey guys, check this out.
He's like, remember the 8-ball scene from Seinfeld? Well, now it's a knife.
Yeah, it's like weird direction too, because it's like you just kind of shamble into the scene and
Yeah,
fall
fall
over.
over. I'm like,
It's like, all right.
you made it out of the trailer. You have a cell phone. Like, did you call 911? Like, I don't know.
He
Anyway.
paged somebody. They didn't answer.
I brought my pager instead.
I wish we had something better than a pager. So, we see where he dies. Then a fax machine is going off, and we see that the fax is writing out the death of Stone, and then
The pinnacle of technology in this movie, though.
Pagers, fax
Pagers,
machines.
the fax
Fax machines.
they're like, whoa, we're getting another fax. And they're just sitting there for like 10 seconds waiting for the fax.
Pigeon flies in the room, delivers a message.
Send a raven, hurry. So a fax machine goes off, and they see the script is coming to them over the fax. And I love that.
Wait, I also got somebody doing the telegraph. Beep, 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 beep.
No,
Sydney, stop, is going, stop.
Can't make it.
but I just love the idea that Ghostface is on the other side sending the fax. He's just like,
Waiting by a fax machine.
it's just like
Checking his pager.
But it never goes through the first time, so it's a second attempt to get the fax to go through.
What was their fax number again?
what's going on? And
Do you
then
have to dial a 1 on this one? Do you have to dial 9 to get out?
oh, my drug dealer's ready.
I gotta go.
I gotta go. So we see that the guy who's playing fake Dewey, he stays behind while everyone else gets out of the house.
I love that fake Dewey is jacked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a Hollywood stud.
Yeah, it reminded
Yeah.
me of Mac when Mac had to cast himself.
Yeah. That's like funny because Gail, when
I'll
she
relay
sees
everything to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I love
just so
Always
you know.
Sunny.
Okay, good.
Love Always Sunny.
when Gail sees him for the first time, she's like, He's playing you.
That's who you picked? Oh, okay.
He's just gonna
Confident.
like,
good for you.
Yeah, I see it. So Fake Dewey stays behind, and he's trying to read the facts. So he's like, oh, I can't really make it out. So let me go into the kitchen and use my lighter right by the gas stove. Seems like a good idea.
Because I can't smell.
That's what I thought. I'm like, how did they not smell it? Like,
You can't see in the room and everything. I totally buy that. But you do have the ability to smell.
And luckily for us and him, he is able to read like, oh, the what is it again? The person who
Give mercy to the one who smells the gas or something.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes,
he's like,
yes.
uh-oh, he just blows up.
It's kind of awesome when he blows up. I'm like, oh man, that's cool.
that
Yeah.
whole scene was so ridiculous, but I loved it so much.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It
It
is
actually
goofy.
does play out like really
Yeah.
goofy but awesome at the same time.
It's one of those things in the movie though, because I'm like, a big giant mansion exploding doesn't seem like it fits all that well in a Scream franchise.
Yeah.
Right.
Scream's more grounded than this
I'll
shit.
give you that.
Is it? Scream is more grounded.
Generally, it is. That first movie is like, it's so wonderfully executed.
Subtle.
It's
They
very-
start to
subtle and
become
believable.
they start to become self-aware at around 3, and then it's just a slide into camp.
So you're
Yeah.
telling me movie franchises past like the fourth movie, they're not going to get better or as good as the first one?
What's really funny is that this movie is the kind of movie the first movie was making fun of.
Yes.
Wow.
So it became that. Hey.
More proof that they
Hey.
didn't see the first two movies, whoever wrote this.
I'm just glad that the screenwriter's last name was Kruger, okay? As a horror fan, that's important to me.
I feel like I value that a lot.
That was like a brave, bold choice.
So brave and so bold.
The producer was like, I've got money and an idea.
So at the station, Kincaid and Gale discuss how the new Ghostface is trying to take credit for killing Maureen Prescott because they find at the crime scene, the house just blew up. They all roll down the hill. One
Comically so.
comically so. Ghostface pops out and tries to, take out Gale, but luckily Dewey shoots Ghostface in time, and they all regroup, and Ghostface is gone, and he leaves back a photo of Maureen Prescott.
In a very Scooby-Doo way, I just have to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Scooby-Doo or kind of like Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat, where he's like, "Here's my calling card," and so he throws down this photo of Maureen Prescott, and they flip it over, and it says, "I killed her." So now they're like, "Well, he didn't. Billy and Stu."
What if it said, "I
killed
know
her."
you did last summer"? It's like, oh shit, wrong movie. Oops, the fisherman killer just scrambles out of the movie.
It's like, "Oh no!"
Can I have that back?
And so Hook is stuck. So Dewey calls Sid, and in walks Sid, and I actually love this moment.
Oh, it's the best. One of the best moments in the movie.
Yes.
Yes.
One of my favorite relationships in this whole franchise is Dewey and Sid, because it's the only time you really do see Sid genuinely smile.
Yeah.
Is whenever
Yeah.
she sees Dewey, and I just love that relationship, and they always had such great chemistry and such a cool connection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like a brother sister kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like you never get a sense that there's any type of like
No.
romance
No.
blooming.
Right.
And I love
It's-
that.
it's
He's
never
just very
like-
protective of her. And
Yeah, it he's like her knight
Do you,
almost.
do you think he projects a little bit of what happened to Tatum onto her?
I definitely
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, and so I just always loved that relationship, especially in 2, when they're like, oh, who's that guy? And she's like, oh my god, it's Dewey, and she runs to him.
Boom, boom, boom.
Ah, I love that music.
You know what? Actually, in my notes I wrote this down. This scene made me kind of wish that this was the last Scream movie.
Yeah,
Because it's like when they see each other, it's like you feel all that history that you have with the character, and it just feels like it's all leading to the end,
yeah,
and then they ruin it.
yeah,
They
yeah.
just decided to pump it for more money, but
But
I love that the moment because you do feel like the love and that connection and all the history, and it's,
Yep.
it's a really nice moment.
and
And again, of course, it's fucking Nev Campbell that brings it.
right
Every
yeah.
time she shows up in this movie, I'm like, oh, this is really good.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And did anyone else notice that she's wearing the necklace that her boyfriend from 2 gave
Derek.
her?
Ooh,
Yeah.
You know what's really
Yeah.
cool about that too? Because I did notice that, but she's also wearing a very similar outfit because it's almost like she never moved past the trauma
Yep.
of what happened from the second movie.
Yeah.
So I like that she's still kind of stuck in it.
Yes.
Neat.
Yeah.
It's a nice choice with
Yeah,
the wardrobe department.
I think in
Yep.
general, like her arc, oddly enough, even though there's not much of Sid in this, like her arc is really interesting because she's like stuck in life, and we do see at the end her kind of opening up and like moving on.
Yeah, it's I love the way this movie ends. Again, one of those moments where you're like, wish it stopped here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
But yeah, we see, them
But wait,
reunite.
there's more.
Yeah, there's more to this movie. So this is probably my favorite moment in the movie, besides the ending and two.
The fact
But,
that
like,
it ended?
Yeah, no, no. I just love Dewey and Sid and their relationship. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite moments in the movie. So Dewey fills Sid in on the haps. And he is also bummed that she isn't staying hidden. He's like, you should have stayed hidden. Like, you didn't have to come out. And she's like, don't worry, he called me last night.
I did for Cotton.
Yeah.
It was a favor.
I'm supposed to be on his show next week.
We're like BFFs now.
Yeah. So,
He knew where I was all along.
Yeah. He's the only one I told.
I got his Christmas card.
Oh, that was like a group effort. We all just went
Yeah,
right
that was
there.
good.
Like all that teamwork.
So, but she says she actually feels safer with him and Gail than alone. And that's what I always liked about their relationship.
Yeah.
Because you could sense that she did feel safer in Scream 2 when as soon as Dewey shows up. And she's just like, and you see like almost like a moment of relief kind of wash over Sid, right? Like,
Yeah.
Even in this too. So, and that's when Sid finds out about her mother's pictures. She walks into the Kincaid's office, and there's all these photos of Sid's mom. She's like, "What the hell is this? Why is my mom's picture on the wall?" They're like, "Oh,
Big fan.
Yeah,
Love her work.
love her work. You ever see her act like a cat? It's pretty good."
I like when she goes into the office and she sees Gail for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
And I like they kind of have like a real awkward hug. Just go like, okay.
Yeah.
I wish that she punched her though.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the first time she doesn't punch her.
Yeah.
so-
But they do it playfully. Like she smiles and then she socks her one. She goes,
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I did it too hard that time.
Right. So the gang, they go to Sunrise Studios, and out of nowhere pops Martha Meeks, Randy's sister. And my question is, how the hell did she get on the studio lot? And she also has a videotape of Randy.
She just carries around.
Yeah, who's laying out the trilogy rules just in case he dies. And
Back and forth with him and Dewey. I loved it.
yeah,
So good.
it's so good. The weird thing is, so yeah, how did she get on the studio lot? Right? There's all this there's been murder. There was a murder on the set, on the studio lot, the day before, and they're like, "Oh, here's a 17-year-old kid. Yeah, just let her go. She can wait in that one trailer."
All that matters is that this movie was written by somebody named Aaron Kruger.
Right.
It doesn't matter if he's a good screenwriter or not.
Yeah.
He is actually. Some of his personal stuff is really good. I've seen things he's done. But
Yeah.
anyway.
No, he does have some good movies.
It just seems like they said, we need someone to write Scream 3, and you have hands. You do it.
I got
I got it. What's Scream about? What was the last two movies?
Before that moment, he thought it was called Shout.
I love Shout.
Is this a Tears for Fears project? Or, so
Shout movies.
So she shows up and she has this videotape of Randy who's laying out the trilogy rules, and he's like, "Hey, just in case I die and don't survive the Windsor murders, right? I have this video that I'm just gonna make laying out a trilogy, if something happens again."
That's the most believable part of Scream 3 is that Randy would make a tape
It really
just
is.
in case he died.
Yes.
It really is.
And it was like, I hope they don't go to this well again after this, which they don't, thankfully. But like,
Would it be funny if they did? But it's like middle-aged Jamie Kennedy. They said,
I know I look a lot different now.
was Randy like really overweight? I think he looked different last time.
His hair is gray now.
They'll put
like a
him.
walker.
Was that a phase?
They'll put him in the next one, and they'll use that Marvel CGI technology to de-age him. but
Like
it'll still be
Indiana
a
Jones.
VHS tape.
They'll degrade it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Martha shows them the video, and then she's like, "Okay, I really miss you guys. Come back to Woodsboro." And
Bye.
Bye. And she just walks off, and like, couldn't they just have gotten the tape like a different way?
How
Like,
funny would it be if like security just tackled her? Like that's how the scene ends. We got her.
Just in the background, like they're
They're like all
singing and then we're
talking about the
but then,
mystery.
Like, you see in the background, it's just her getting tackled.
she's getting
Just out of focus, you just see them like wailing on her.
They're tasing her. The one's like, "Bring out the batons." And they all it's like, what's it?
There's a serial killer loose on the lot. This is no joke.
How did this kid get out of here?
One real quick thing I wanted to tag on. The first time I saw Scream 3 in the theater,
Yeah.
and they played that video, I think Randy has some kind of line where he's like, "Oh, if I don't make it, I'll see some of you soon," or whatever. I heard this girl in the theater go, "Oh, Randy."
Wait, can you make that noise again?
No, I can't. Because it'll never be as good as what you just heard. Can I also just tell you one really quick Jamie Kennedy story?
Yes.
So I went to a Monster Mania a long time ago,
Yeah.
and you know this, at those Q&As, people sometimes just like ask questions to hear themselves ask a question.
Yes.
So
I know
they'll just
that.
Be like,
Yeah.
I know
it's-
exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty terrible.
Have you ever?
Yeah, take a look at me when you say that, bastard. But anyway, Jamie Kennedy's there, and these people just keep asking him these like really insanely boring questions, and it's like kind of hot in the room, and everyone just kind of looks like they want to die. So they're like, "Does anyone else want to ask a question?" I just like pick my hand up real quick. So I'm just like, "Jamie, can you recommend a good Taco Bell?" And he just goes, "I mean, they have apps for that, man." That's a real thing that happened. Yeah, that's a real thing that happened in my life. It used to just drive me crazy, and people would be like, "What would you like on your first day with Rob Zombie?" And it's just like, well, he was my director, and he told me to act out what he had written.
You know what I found out about
Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy? He hates the Taco Bell on Wilshire. Fucking.
What if he had like it all mapped out? He's just like, okay, so you're gonna see one.
What if after that question, that's all he thinks about now? He's like, all right, let me write down all my experiences on different Taco Bells.
Just in case someone asks that question again.
Every
One off
time,
of Broad Street. Stay away from it.
every time he drives by a Taco Bell, he thinks of
I
you.
know.
Yeah.
He's like, that fucking fan.
He got me, man.
What a jerk.
He shows
You're
up to
living-
Monster Mania with like a MapQuest map with all the tacos.
He's like, look, scans for me every time he does a Q&A. He's like, I'm gonna get that.
You're probably living in his head rent free.
Yeah.
What if he's just like losing his mind? He embarrassed me. Son of a bitch.
He actually can't eat Taco Bell anymore.
Yeah, you ruined it. You ruined it for him.
He's like, he just drives by Taco Bell. It's just like, Jamie, can you recommend a good Taco Bell?
If he's ever at another one you're at, go ask the same question.
Please.
Just do it
Please
again.
do.
He just stands up.
That should be.
It's you.
I'm sick of your gotcha questions.
Mortal Kombat.
He pulls out a map he got from a fax machine. He starts pointing at all the good ones.
All right, I have this prepared. Like, get my suitcase.
I've got money and an idea.
So
Wait, that needs to be our goal: is to get him in front of Jamie Kennedy again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
an app.
yes.
Wherever
Just-
there is, yes. If,
Yeah.
Any Monster Mania or whatever. If
Yes.
we have to drive you to Ohio, we will.
Yes,
Well,
let's
he
do
takes
it.
his glasses off. You son of a bitch.
It's you.
That Q&A was going so well.
I was ready to answer all those boring questions.
They're my favorite kind. I don't know why I did that, by the way. I don't know. I used to do that a lot of Q&As.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better question to ask.
It's real good. I think it's a good question. You're like Gail Weathers, man. That's a good question. So Gail goes off on her own, but quickly she's joined by Jennifer, who gets her access to the archive records, where we get another cameo by the late great Carrie Fisher. Who turns down $50, but she ends up taking Jennifer's ring. Because they're like, oh, can you give us, like, some info on Maureen Prescott, or Maureen Roberts, right? And she's like, no. She's like, will this do it? And I love Jennifer's line. She's like, $50? What are you, like, a reporter from Woodsboro High? And then she, like, takes off her, like, expensive ring, and she's like, it's worth about $2,000. And we see where Carrie Fisher's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll take you, right? But I do love that moment where she's like, $50? Like, the way she says it.
The way she
good.
just takes that ring off, too, is awesome.
Yeah.
She's like... You can't see it at home. But,
Right.
Carrie Fisher, by the way, just awesome in that scene.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What did she say Jennifer's name was? It was like Jody Jurgensen or something like that.
Yeah, Judy Jurgensen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, they get the file on Rena Reynolds, which is Maureen Prescott's actress name, and they find out she was in a bunch of John Milton's movies, mostly like sci-fi horror stuff from the 70s. Meanwhile, Sid comes across a fake Sid, which is Angelina, and
Who looks different scene to scene.
Yeah,
She
I noticed
does.
that too.
She looks like a totally different person the first time you see her.
she's a great actress too.
She
Emily
is.
Mortimer.
She's great.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
outstanding.
completely different character.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, her hair looks like it's like, I don't know if they did like reshoots or something, but yeah, it always looks like different.
Different, yeah.
Yeah.
I chalked it up to a wig. Like they put a wig on her to play Sydney.
That's what I was
And
thinking,
then
too.
she
And then
doesn't
they-
have her wig on.
And then they lost it.
Yeah, they
Oh.
lost the wig on set, so they just messed her hair up and sent her out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably would have been a good idea to maybe show her, like, take the wig off at some point. Because I remember seeing it for the first time, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, it's that... Oh, you played Sid. I got it.
Yeah.
Good
You
job.
would think they would have. Yeah, I don't know.
Just set it up, guys. It's
Just
confusing.
set it up. Yeah. So
Maybe she was just filming, like, 2 movies simultaneously.
She probably was.
I feel like that's probably
Yeah,
what it
like-
was.
I like that we're talking about hair again.
I know.
Yeah.
We're
Here
all
we are.
about hairstyles on Freakquels.
Can't wait to cover the movie hair. So Sid comes across the fake Sid, Angelina, in the restroom, and she then walks into the Woodsboro set. Like, so Angelina kind of runs off and she drops something. So we see where Sid picks it up. She's like, "Oh, hey, you forgot this." So she runs out and then she walks into the studio set, which is old school Woodsboro High. Well, not Woodsboro High, but Woodsboro, like Sid's house,
Yeah.
and also Stu's house. And the way she walks through, like enters, she actually exits through Stu's house, which is kind of cool because you don't really know it at first, and then as soon as she's like walking out, you're like, oh, that's cool. That's like, Stu's house. And then she sees her old house, and that really starts to trigger some stuff.
This is my favorite scene in the movie, and what was weird when I was watching it, I was like, this feels like it wasn't in the original script because it's too thoughtful. So then I looked into it, and apparently Wes Craven had that scene written of
Yeah.
her like just kind of going through the house, because he wanted to kind of connect back to the original.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
It's
like
so
I
good.
love that, like her just sitting there, like finishing the lines from the first movie that
The
she's hearing in her head.
PG-13. Yeah.
Hey, remember in the original movie when Sid had a Creed poster?
No.
No, you don't, and I don't either.
She didn't have
but
one.
you know what? I had the same one.
She had an Indigo Girls poster.
She did.
Yeah.
You still have that poster.
I don't, but I wish I did. I'm an unapologetic fan.
With the trauma that she experiences walking through the set,
Yes.
it kind of makes me think of like, my wife loves watching like murder documentaries and like things like that. And I always think like watching these things like this actually happened to someone. Like imagine the trauma of
Oh,
having
yeah.
to watch like your family members are watching your murder story.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then imagine being like you're murdered and you're the next episode, but somebody doesn't find it interesting and they skip your episode. How sad is that?
This got really deep
That
really
really-
fast.
that bummed me out, man. Like, why did you do that?
Just want to throw in shit bombs. It's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Remember the Wile E. Coyote joke?
Lighten up the mood.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, like, just the...
I'm so proud of that.
I am too. I'm proud of
Okay,
it.
good.
Hey, high five. Thank you.
I'll think about that when I drive past a Taco Bell.
I've got money and an idea. Burritos.
That's what I was saying before about how I wish that this was the last movie, because I do feel like that scene, it felt like this was just going to be the last time you ever got to see those characters. It brought you back to the original movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it felt like a nice way to just kind of send everything off, in my opinion. But
I agree.
But it's a really, really, really well written scene. Even like when it does pick up and the killer shows up.
Yes. So
it-
Ghostface shows
It's
up.
great.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's so cool, and she does the door lock like she did in the first one.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
loved
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
I really love that.
And then, she gets chased through the house and stuff. And I love when she opens the door, and it's a very Looney Tunes moment.
It's very Looney Tunes.
Where she pulls Ghostface out. Like, she opens the door, and it's just, like, this emptiness, right? Like, you see, like, the downstairs. But she almost falls. And then she's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to use this to my advantage. And so she, like, waits. And then Ghostface comes, and he opens the door, and she grabs him and tosses him onto the bed.
I love when he lands on the bed, because I wish he just got up. He's like, oh, that could have been worse.
Yeah, that could have been really
That
bad.
could have been really bad. This is all right.
He's like, I'm going to file a complaint. That was not cool. I could have really hurt myself.
Can you guys get like a guardrail or something?
Come on.
Jesus.
But
I thought I was dangerous.
yeah. So she like kicks his ass basically, which is awesome. And then we see, she's like yelling for Dewey, and everyone ends up showing up. And she's like, I was just chased by the killer. He's here. He's here. So they all go looking for the killer. By the way, Kincaid's partner is
That's Raphael.
That's right. The voice of Raphael
Yeah.
from the original Ninja Turtles.
I just wanted to hear him go, a Jose Canseco bet? Tell me you didn't pay money for this.
Tell me you didn't pay money for that. So, by the way, he's great in this.
Yeah.
His
like
sarcasm
outstanding.
level is just
Yeah.
on it. I love it.
He's so good.
What
at
is it
this.
when they say that, like, oh, there's already 2 dead people, and he's like, oh, good, you get 10 more, we can make a calendar. It's like a really good line.
He's like outstanding in this.
Yeah.
Why isn't he in more stuff?
You
Like,
think this has any connections with murderers? It's like, there's a movie called Stab. She was stabbed.
He's so good. So good. So, anyways, they don't find Ghostface, and so Kincaid takes her back to the station. Meanwhile, Gail and Jin tell Dewey about Milton, so they go and they question John about Rena Reynolds, and he tells them pretty much everything. He's like, all right, I'll tell you everything, right? And, like, no
Got
questions.
to twist my arm.
Yeah. Like, oh, you don't want a lawyer present? He's like, no, I got this.
Before we get into the meat of this,
He was waiting for someone to ask
I
him.
know. He's like,
He
I
really
don't want
was.
to talk
He
about
was
this for a
sitting on it.
while.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
I got a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
Just before we get into the meat of this, I really like that little alien that he has chilling in there.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know. I like a lot
Who's
of like
that
the
guy?
weird sci-fi stuff
Yeah.
in his office. And like
Just like an alien chilling on a couch.
that's like my guest bedroom. I call it Nerdvana. That's what it looks like. It just
got
has all
an alien in
nerdy
there?
stuff all over.
Wait, run that by me again?
No.
You have
So, anyways, we see that he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to incriminate himself by knowing her. And they're like, but you're capitalizing
I used to be a
on
scumbag. Right?
yeah. They're like, you're capitalizing on her death, and like that doesn't bother you. He's like, nah, I'm making money.
Sleep well at night.
Yeah, I sleep fine.
on a pile of cash.
Yeah. So,
I'm proud of it.
yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
All right,
This guy's
man.
awful.
So at the station, we get some major flirtation between Sid and Kincaid over murders and ghosts.
Because
which-
it's so romantic,
Yeah.
know? Like, so romantic. That's
Yeah.
what I dream of.
So when you think about murders, what about ghosts? He's like, oh, I'll tell you about ghosts, Sid.
Unzips.
You ever hear the band?
Yeah.
Also-
Also, here's the band Ghosts.
In my
Pretty good.
also in my notes it says Detective Kincaid and Sid scene. Nev Campbell is so natural and wonderful.
She is.
She just
She's
lights this
outstanding.
movie up.
And I love when she is like, what's your favorite scary movie?
I loved that.
My life.
And then he ruined it.
Yeah. This is her face. Is like, my life.
She's like, oh, okay. I know you're not the killer, but I'm going to keep my eye on
I
you.
think she liked it though. I
No,
think
she definitely got the ick.
Yeah,
because
she-
she
Yeah.
wouldn't call him by his name. She said, I'll
Yeah.
only call you detective when you solve the case.
Yes.
He gave her the ick.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
What is the
But you
ick?
know what's weird? Later on in these movies, I think it's in Scream 5, they kind of allude to the
That
fact
they're
that
together.
they're like
Yeah, they are.
together and they have kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there wasn't anyone else around. So, Jesus Christ.
There wasn't like anybody else.
Yeah.
All right.
She did an interview and she said how like when she didn't even pick up on that in the script, but then when someone mentioned it to her and she realized that's what they were implying, she's like, that is kind of really weird and gross because I guess I don't know what it was, but they played brother and sister at some point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember what she said it was in, but yeah, they play brother and sister. So she said to think that he's like a husband of one of my characters is really creepy.
What she was also thinking was, that's stupid.
Yeah.
She's
It's
being
like
really
the nice
polite.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, that's weird. We've worked together. And in her head, she's like, why the fuck would they do that?
There's only like 3 survivors of the Scream franchise, and 2 of them are married. So what else was she supposed to
True.
do?
That's
Right.
true.
True.
Yeah. That's true.
Wait, I'm still trying to figure out what is the ick.
That's like when people are grossed out, like, ugh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know how we go,
Yeah.
for Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah.
Because
It's the
he gives
equivalent.
us the ick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all? What all those women are doing to me?
Probably.
Hey, my name's Vince.
Ick.
What's your favorite drink? High Life.
Can you recommend any good Taco Bells? My life. We should just use that, all of us, from now on.
Yeah.
Anyone asks us a question we're not sure how to answer, my life. So Gail, Jen, and Dewey get a call from Sid, and they drive to Roman's birthday party. She's like, I'll meet you guys there. And so the birthday party is going to be at John Milton's, his mansion. And fun fact, this is
Go
where
ahead,
they
say
also shot Halloween H2O.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Also,
Okay.
it's also was used in the movie The Neon Demon. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With,
No, I
No.
haven't seen the Neon Demon.
with
Yeah.
Dakota Fanning's sister, Elle
Elle
Fanning.
Fanning.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, I
Sir.
did see that movie.
Yeah.
I
Keanu
have
Reeves.
seen that one.
Yeah.
Desmond
Yes,
Harrington plays a
yes.
creep in it.
Yeah, I like him.
Everybody that like lives in that house apparently is a creep.
Yeah. So at the party, we see, fake Sid, which is Angelina, fake Randy, which is Tyson, Roman, and of course Gail, Dewey, and Jen. Dewey and Gail find out that the call was fake, and Ghostface has a voice changer that can pretty much mimic
Modulate. But anyway, go ahead.
Mimic
two
two.
their voices.
Hey, Connor.
And along with
Wait,
a
am I-
Ghostface costume.
In my notes, it says the voice changer, ill-advised and very stupid.
It's so
Yeah.
stupid. I'm
They got all our voices, Dewey.
yeah, I was like, ah.
That's where I have the biggest problem with the movie, because if you know he can replicate your voices, why don't you have a safe word that you can say to each other? Because later on, when he's asking her on the phone, like, how do I know this is Gail? Why didn't you have a safe word?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you had a safe word, you would have known.
Or tell me something that only you would know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just glad this movie was written by a man named Aaron Kruger. Because the name Kruger is really important to me as a horror movie.
So they find the costume in the modulator, and they quickly rush to grab everyone, and they're like, let's get out of here. So Gail finds a dead Roman downstairs in the basement, and her and Jen find Angelina, who just runs off and immediately gets killed. She's like, screw this, I'm out of here. I didn't want to sleep with that guy anyways, but I did to get the part. And I'm like, all right, she's really like opening up now.
Harvey Weinstein's like, put that in the script.
yeah.
I'll use that later.
But
I'm a
she
technical
runs off and
supervisor.
she immediately gets killed. And all those hallways are definitely the
H2O.
H2O, yeah. Even the outside, like the exterior, when they're pulling up, it looks like the gated area where LL Cool J is.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it also is weird that you see Michael chasing Rory and like just a little bit.
Yeah, like down
Wait.
the road a little bit.
Did you just say Ladies Love Cool James?
Yeah.
He's in.
Halloween H2O.
We haven't done that?
No, we need to. He's
Yeah,
actually
we
like
will.
really good in that
He's
movie.
great in it. Like,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Just keeping me from the
He
good
like
stuff.
took the material seriously.
Actually,
He
we're
always
never gonna
does.
do it now.
We're actually gonna do Halloween Resurrection.
Okay. All right. How about we do Deep Blue Sea then?
Yes, I love that movie.
Do you like that movie?
I love that movie.
Well then,
yes.
no.
No. So we see where Gail finds the dead Roman, and we see where she immediately gets killed, and then we see where they run off, and we see Tyson.
I love him in this
I know,
scene.
he's
Oh my
so
word,
good.
favorite part of the whole movie.
That part where he's just like, "Oh, you motherfucker!"
Yeah.
so good.
And he just runs. It's so good. Ah, man.
So good.
And then we see where, unfortunately, Jen gets killed. And it's a great scene because she's like behind these two-way mirrors, and she's like banging on each of the mirrors. And Dewey catches it, and him and Sid are looking, and they're like, okay, let's just shoot out the glass. But unfortunately, they don't do it in time. She only gets stabbed in the stomach, so it's like maybe she could have lived, but I don't
Well,
know.
if it played by
But she didn't.
Six's rules, I mean, she definitely could have lived.
Oh my god, I know. And Scream 6, you
Oh,
could get
Jesus.
stabbed like 24
And
times.
just Swiss
still-
cheese.
Yeah.
And you
Like,
just get up, it's fine.
Yep.
Chad gets stabbed 11 times, or like all the way up his arm, and
Like,
they're like,
everywhere.
"Hey, he lives," and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Those
"Alright."
movies are for someone.
Yeah, yes.
I did find a plot hole though.
Really?
I did.
Oh no.
Well, because she's like screaming, she's like, "I'm the killer in Stab 3," but then like earlier in the movie, she said that she was the next one to die in Stab 3. What the fuck is it? Are you the victim or the killer?
Yes.
Oh.
Wait a second.
My
guys.
life.
Yeah, what the heck?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I didn't realize that.
No.
Wait. Jennifer says,
Wait,
"I'm the
walk
killer."
Yeah.
us through that again.
So like
What?
at the beginning of the movie, she's like all upset because she's supposed to die next in the script. But then, like, when the killer's about to take her out, she's like, "No, you can't. I'm the killer of Scrap 3." Why do I keep calling it Scrap? Stab 3.
No.
Scrappy Doo. I'm the
I thought
killer
you were
of
saying
Scrappy Doo 3.
I thought you were saying scab.
Maybe that's what she
Yeah, I
meant.
thought you were
Maybe she
saying
meant
scab.
scrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had to be on the next
I'm
lot
the
over.
killer in Scrappy Doo 3. Those movies got real dark. They actually were directed by Zack Snyder.
Everything's in slow motion. Ghostface gets hit in the face and is like,
What Scooby Doo's like weird uncle? that white dog. What's his name?
Come on, it guys. Don't worry.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop the show because I need to know this. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Oh, my word,
It's
it's
like
right-
Kentucky. No.
No.
It's
Kentucky Pete.
one. No.
What's his name?
There's one. It's like it has like a. Is it Texas?
Is
No,
it Scrappy
Tennessee?
Doo's uncle?
It's something like that. There's just like this
Scooby-
weird
Scooby
dog that
Doo
shows
white
up
dog.
sometimes.
Yabadoo.
Yabadoo? That's
An
his
uncle
name?
of Scrappy Doo. And one
me
of
see
the
it.
brothers
Let
of
me see-
Scooby Doo.
let me see the photo.
Scrappy helped the canine sheriff and
Let me see a photo of him. No, that's not him. There's another
No.
dog.
there's another uncle.
How many white dogs are there in Scooby Doo?
Yeah.
There's
White
like
uncles
a
are
few.
there.
Horton
well,
do?
well, my joke
What is
was
it?
Horton do?
Horton. Here's a who. Who?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Scooby Dum. Scooby Dum.
That sounds like that's him.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
How
him.
did we not
Google's
get
AI thing
Scooby
is
Dum?
terrible.
I don't know
Yeah, I know.
because I
Look at
feel
that.
Scooby Dumb right now.
Yeah.
But my joke is that if this movie, the Scrappy Doo 3, was
Yeah.
directed by Zack Snyder, that Scooby would break that dog's.
Why?
Come down in the Jesus motif.
Yeah. I want to see Zack Snyder direct Scooby Doo.
We could get that fun.
Imagine if Scooby-Doo's like, oh no, it's Old Man Withers. He's like, I'm going for boost. And he just like, Old Man Withers.
If we tell Netflix there'll be a Snyder cut, we'll get it twice.
Yep.
What was that?
If we tell Netflix that we can get a Snyder cut, so we can get 2 movies, they'll pick it up.
So good. Oh my god.
This is the kind of nonsense that happens on this podcast.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Be warned when you come in here.
Yeah, they end up killing Jennifer off, which sucks because I wish she got to live. But Dewey and Gale, they end up getting captured by Ghostface. So she like falls down the stairs with Ghostface at one point, Gale, she's downstairs with him, and then we see where Dewey's upstairs, and we see where another Looney Tunes moment.
With the carpet?
No, the carpet though with Tyson.
Tyson?
Yeah. So Ghostface
When he pulls the carpet, I should have went, what?
Yeah. It might as well have. But we see the moment with Dewey. He's at the top of the stairs, and Ghostface throws the knife, and it just bonks him in the head.
The way I cringed at that part.
They might as well have like put the sound effect like.
They were proud of that too because it's in
Yeah.
the trailer. They're like, this is gonna be a
Really?
big scream moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I remember that.
He threw an Acme knife right at him.
This movie is wild. So they get captured. Meanwhile, Sid gets a call from Ghostface, who teases that he has Gil and Dewey, and he wants Sid to come alone. Sid arms herself. She goes through the desk of Kincaid.
Well, I was like kind of hoping she'd like open it up and it was just filled with like rubber chickens, like chattering teeth and stuff. Like, this guy's really weird.
It's just like Pee Wee Herman. And it's just like there's like a snake. And she's like, no.
Finds his
He's got a scarf and it won't end.
Yeah.
It's like pulls like a bird cage out. It's like a Mary Poppins thing.
finds a diary, says "My Life" written on it.
That's my favorite scary movie.
A VHS copy of
Yeah.
My Life. Oh, it's a real movie. So
That's why I'm out in LA.
So she's like, okay, I'm gonna arm myself. But I also have to mention, when she looks through the files about her, like she first finds those files, right?
Mhm.
And she looks through them. I don't know if you guys like paused because I was like, oh, I just want to read what it says. Like, so you
know
see
me.
like the headline. If you read like the actual text, it has nothing to do with Scream at all.
Not at all.
It's like a man went missing on Tuesday, and I'm like, wait, what? And it just like his name is, and it would be like some very like foreign name.
Scooby Dum.
And I'm like, this is not, and it's like then the next like headline is like, you know, Sidney Prescott survives like murder, but the
Local
like,
traffic build up.
and basically it was like, it was like this person's coming to town to talk about the factory closing on like this day. I'm
they
like,
totally did
President's
that.
arriving on Tuesday.
is this actual lore of Woodsboro?
It's
or is
all
this-
connected.
Yeah,
They literally did that just to mess with people like you and me who would pause it to
yeah.
read
To
what
like,
it says.
I got to see what this says, and
Wait,
it's like
no,
nonsense.
It's probably the opposite. They're like, no one's gonna read this. What
This will
kind of
never be
person-
on VHS.
Yeah, no one's gonna ever read this. So, so we see where
We'll
you
let
know.
Aaron Kruger write up the articles.
Yeah. So Sid heads to John Milton's to meet Ghostface. She gets into a tussle with Ghostface, but eventually they come face to face, and which turns out to be Roman. Her and she. I would have loved if she, because this is the first time she ever sees Roman. And it would have been great if he ripped off the mask. She's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
I think we talked about that in the one Scream 6 episode we did, where I really just wanted there to be a moment in one of these movies where they're like,
And
who-
you are?
Who?
Yeah.
And
Who are
you
you?
are?
What beef do you have with me?
I don't even know you.
That would be funny. It's just like, it's me, Sid. She's like, oh.
How you been?
You don't
Alright.
remember me, but you took my parking spot last time I was at the mall. Cut me off.
You've never sent me a Christmas card.
Your name is.
And you
he's
are-
like, my name is Roman. Roman.
Roman Bridger.
Oh, Roman Bridger.
Bridger.
How can I forget
Oh.
the other person I send Christmas cards to?
We were like, we're brother and sister.
Oh, right, of course.
Oh, of course.
Oh, I should remember that.
But yeah, no, it turns out that Roman is her long lost brother and basically Maureen's bastard child. And
He's such a bastard.
yeah, he's such a bastard. He killed Milton, and he's the one that set up Billy and Stu. He's like, I inspired them to kill Maureen and blah blah blah. And
I
I'm
hated
like,
that so much.
I hated that.
I
I hate
hated
retcon
that.
stuff.
I'm a director.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what I do, Sid.
And she's like, why don't you are successful? Like, why are you like trying to murder people now? Like, what is that?
I'm a director. I just got this hot new script called My Life.
But like, if it just doesn't make sense. So he is a successful director on the up, right?
Wait, why are you trying to make sense of this?
No.
Oh no, I want to hear where this goes.
Yeah, no. So you have this trajectory of an up and coming director that is gaining a little bit of popularity, right? You won an award, right? And so you have like a little bit of, success. So you're like, you know what? After winning this award, I'm really gonna set out to, murder my sister.
That makes sense.
Why?
That tracks.
Yeah, you don't think it would be like, well, I'm just gonna stick with directing. It seems like really working out for me.
Clearly, you've never experienced the joy of killing a man.
Oh, I guess so.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, to answer your question, he had beef to settle. Beef to
Yes.
squash.
Beef to squash.
It's always sunny.
It's too many references.
I know.
He
There
was
can
trying
never
to,
be too many.
He was trying to get a Stab 4 movie written by being in the Stab. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Scrab
He was
4?
committed.
Yeah.
Scrab 4.
Scrap for. So he then kills Milton. He brings Milton out, and he's like, "This guy, he like effed with our mom. He did all this stuff." He's like, "I'm really sorry about that." And then he just
Milton's just real polite. Uncle, gee, sir, I'm very sorry about that.
so
Never meant to
I
hurt
now
your
see
feelings.
the error of my ways. I'll try harder in the future.
And then, he reveals his motivation. He's like, it's unfair. I went to Maureen's door, and she's like, no, I don't have a son. And he's like, I'm your son. And she's like, no. I only have a daughter.
I'm good.
now." Yeah, I'm good.
One look went like, yeah, there's a reason I left you at the fire station.
Yeah. So Sid fights him. She kicks his ass as usual. And she basically stabs him a couple times and gets the better of him. And I do love that moment where he shoots her, and it's a surprise. We're all like, "Oh no!" Like Sid just got shot.
My heart sank.
Yeah, and the first time seeing it, you're like, "Oh my god!" But it turns out he turns around, he sees that she's actually gone, and I kind of love that like Ghostface moment for her, and we find out she had like a vest on of like Kincaid or his partners. I think it was the partners.
Who
A
cares?
vest
Yeah,
of
it
the
doesn't
Kincaid
matter.
variety.
Yeah, and
Property of Kincaid.
and basically they stop him, and then he pops up for the last hurrah.
Oh, I hated how that was done too.
Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, he's supposed to be like a monster now, like unkillable. So Dewey like it's pretty much like an entire round into him.
He unloads
It
the
was,
clip.
it was
Yeah.
so cringe.
You would think he empties the clip. I just want to pause real quick and say, how long ago was it? Do you remember that you said, "I wish the movie ended"? It was a long time ago, and we're still going on with this movie.
I meant the franchise, but,
well, no.
but I get what you're saying. No, I think it's cool that he shot like 30 bullets into him with a 6-shooter.
Yeah.
He's like, hold on, let me get my other revolver.
It doesn't run out of bullets, does it?
Grab me the Uzi. Gail's like, got it. She
Oh my
throws
god,
it.
how amazing would that be? He throws it like an AK-47. This'll do it.
Then at one point, just like a missile.
I'm just here.
So then
We didn't think that one out.
You have him pulling out a rocket-propelled grenade on his shoulder.
You know what's funny? That's not too cartoony for this movie.
it would have worked.
No. Could have killed him with an anvil. It would have worked.
Stung.
So she's like, Dewey, shoot him in the head. He's like, oh
the
yeah,
head, the head.
and boom, like she shoots him. Or Dewey shoots him in the head. I think that's the only killer Dewey ends up killing
Yeah.
throughout the whole series, right?
You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
liked though too, before we get too far ahead of it though, when like Sydney killed him, like when he was dying, she held his hand. Like I felt like that
Yeah.
really showed like who her character was. I thought that was
Still a
like
little sympathy in
yeah, like I
Yeah.
there.
thought
A
that
little
was
compassion.
Yeah.
like a win moment for her though. It's like even though she went through all that, she was still, you know,
Human.
able to she was still
Yeah.
human.
That's funny because the way they make movies today, she would just like looked at him and like blew his head off.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She would just been like real too cool for this whole thing.
Yeah.
Tell mom I said hi.
She goes home, dreams about him scratching the windows.
Now they're both out there and scratching.
She's like, this didn't really work out the way I wanted it to.
I don't know what it was about the. Okay. I'm good. So we
Are
get
you?
the no.
Okay, take a second. Hey,
So we get the final scene where Dewey and Gail are at Sid's, and Dewey proposes to Gail, and she says yes, which is awesome. And then we see that Mark Kincaid is actually there. He has his arm in a sling,
And
and
hasn't quite figured out his performance yet.
yeah,
It's just
still
like,
doesn't know.
He's like, hey, we're going to start a movie. Come see what it is.
yeah.
It's like the weirdest delivery.
It's like, hey, come on! So my first time actually watching a movie. I don't know. It was weird.
It's a very peculiar
Yeah.
performance. I
Yeah.
feel like that was probably like the first day that they shot with him.
Sufferance, look at that! Come watch this movie.
We're watching Scrappy 2-3.
Yeah, he's there, and then we get this great moment where Sid not only leaves the gate open when she returns home, but even like the door, she, looks back and she's like, you know what? I don't have to put a coat on.
Just
I feel-
peaceful.
Yeah, there's like very bliss, very peaceful.
She like left the door open emotionally, and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Well, like, actually, like for the franchise too, which is weird.
yeah.
You know, because like a door open means something. I don't know. Who
No,
cares?
it was really, really good. Now, a good finale, I would say.
Great. That
I wrote down
wraps up.
5-star ending because it was just I thought it was like the perfect way to wrap
Excellent.
it up. And the backing tracks for it, like the
Yeah.
music behind it was perfect.
Yeah, the music like swells into like this hero type.
Yeah,
Sound.
like a
It's really
crescendo
good.
for
Yeah.
it. It was really
I wanted there
fun.
to be a credit. You know, like the little title cards that come up for the people. I wanted to just say written by, I guess, Aaron Kruger. That's just what I wanted to say.
I like
Aaron
that.
Kruger, if you're listening to this podcast, it just wasn't one of your strong ones.
Yeah, written by Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc.
From Looney
Bugs Bunny.
Tunes. Yeah.
Got a
So
cool, got another Creed song in there they snuck in there.
Yeah, they
Is this
snuck-
the end?
yeah, which is great.
It's awesome.
But overall, let's start with our guests. Becky, what did you think about this movie?
Honestly, it's the most forgetful of the Scream movies, I feel like, but it does a really good job of closing everything out before they decided we need a fourth one.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely agree.
I liked it. I mean, it was definitely like not a Scream movie in one sense, but at the other, like I think it was a good way to wrap it up too. So like I guess I get why it gets hated so much, but I enjoyed it. Like it's a fun one that you just pop on and like you can laugh at the ridiculousness of it, but then also there is moments where like you really feel what Scream makes you feel. So
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah. Like I said, like the Dewey moment
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like they're
Yep.
two of my favorite moments. But
I feel like I should be happy about this movie that I got it out of the way.
Great review.
Solid review.
Is that good?
It was good.
Are you writing for Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, just call me Kruger.
Okay.
You're good enough to write for Variety.
I don't even know
Anyone?
what a pariah is.
How about you?
So when we covered the 6th Halloween movie, I went into the whole thing about how that was like a troubled production, and for all the troubles they had, it came out pretty well. Scream 3 was supposed to be almost like an entirely different movie. I don't know if did you ever read up on this? No. So initially, it was supposed to be taking place back in Woodsboro,
Okay.
and then the killer was actually supposed to be Stu. Like Stu was like, yeah, he was.
I did read about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was basically like influencing a
leader.
cult of students to
Yeah.
to kill for him, and it
it's
was
so
supposed to be
cool.
like a big reveal at the end for Sid, right?
Yeah.
So then Columbine happened, and they were like, "Fuck no," because they didn't
Right.
want to have like number one a small town tragedy, and they didn't want teenagers, murdering people.
Right.
So that's why like the movie is like really scaled back on the gore and the violence, and then they basically reconfigured the entire movie in a very short amount of time. So for the clusterfuck of a production that they had, it came out pretty darn good because it should have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
good idea too, because after Columbine, there haven't been many mass shootings at schools.
It put a stop to it, that's
I know.
for sure.
Like, thank God they did that.
I know, because that, yeah.
For
I
the
haven't-
children.
I haven't heard of anything
No.
terrible happening
We've been fine.
in about a week.
Yeah.
No, but again, considering just what it could have been, I think it turned out good. It's not even my least favorite of the franchise.
But,
Yeah.
And it
but
ends
what if they
really
did?
strong, and that's really what matters.
But what if they did make that movie? Would it rank higher for you?
Oh my god, yeah. I think that would just been interesting because it was supposed to go more back to the original.
Yeah.
Because that's what Kevin Williamson's actually. He's like a writer, actually.
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying that Kruger isn't?
He's got a great name.
We got a Kruger. We're gonna make a ton of money.
Come on in. Throw some money at him. No, but I think that if they went ahead with what Kevin Williamson wanted to do, I think it probably would have felt more in line with the first two, which I think
Yeah.
are great horror movies.
Yeah.
They're written really well. The dialogue's written really well. Some of the character stuff in this movie did feel like they did feel out of place sometimes, like Gail flipping off Jade Silent Bob, stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, just kind of go back to what I was saying. I think it could have been considerably worse, and for what it is and all that was stacked against it, came out pretty darn solid.
Yeah.
I just want to say, what little I know about you, I feel like you love this movie, although it might not be one of your favorite Screams, because I think this is your favorite franchise, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How close am I?
you're actually really close. When this came out, I hated it. I did not
you?
like it. Yeah, I did not
Okay.
care for it that much at all. At certain points, I was like, "Oh, it just doesn't exist to me." Like it just never happened. Because a lot
Kind
of
of
it,
like what America does about school shootings.
it was like the voice modulator being able to copy everyone's voice. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I hated a lot of aspects of it, and I hated the retcon because I loved that Billy and Stu weren't really motivated. They were
there
just
was
kind
the
of
simplicity
psychopaths.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really loved that so much. As years have gone on and there's more Screams that have come out, this has climbed really high on my list because
What does that say for the franchise?
I don't
Nothing good.
yeah, I think it's just because of the original cast being there with like Sid, Dewey, and Gale, of course. And this is more of a Gale Dewey driven movie, so I've come to appreciate that, and I love Parker Posey in this. That was probably my favorite aspect of it from the beginning was Parker Posey. But yeah, as years have gone on, this actually has become one of my favorites. And the opening, I always thought was one of the best openings out of all the Screams. Like I really, really, to this day, it's probably like top tier.
85% cotton, 15% polyester.
Boom.
Boom. Nailed
Why
it.
couldn't I do that?
It's okay.
Whatever.
Also, just the stuff, I've said it a few times, the stuff with Sid, all
Yeah.
those scenes,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
work really
Yeah,
well.
They really do.
Yeah.
It's
There wasn't a bad
almost
moment
like
in
they
any of
should
them.
try and
Right.
get her in the movie more.
Well, that's something you could talk about because I mean these new movies. We talked about it on the Scream 6 episode. The cast doesn't do anything at all for me. But these guys, they're so good.
Yes.
Like David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Neve Campbell. Like they're just like so fun to watch. I don't really remember the names of any of the new characters.
Yeah.
I will say though, Marissa Barrera, she was very nice.
yeah. Yeah.
Somebody, you know, she seems like a nice person.
With the new movies and stuff, they just have become almost like comical because people are getting stabbed like 30 times.
There's no stakes.
And then it just doesn't feel,
It's flat.
And there's no stakes. Like people keep living that should have died, or no one's getting killed off. Like Scream 6 was really safe because the only people that really died in it were like really sub characters.
Yeah.
Not the core four.
Not the core four.
Was that a reference? Did I get that right?
You got it.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I totally thought you knew what you were doing when you said that. So
Yeah. But no, like one of the core four should have died. You know what I mean? But it just
there's no weight. And
Right.
It's also just like that.
No stakes.
The directorial style in those new movies doesn't match. It doesn't come close to Wes Craven. Wes Craven just had such like a wonderful way of pacing things. Like those first I know you don't love 4, but I think the energy in 4 is considerably better and it feels more in line with the franchise than these new ones. I remember watching 5 for the first time and I knew I was in trouble. The beginning was really good.
Yeah.
Right, the way it opens. But when those kids are all sitting around the water fountain, I was like, it's like flat soda.
Yeah.
It tastes a little like what it's supposed to,
But it's not.
It sucks.
It's not good.
Yeah, no pop to it.
Yeah.
It just feels like that's what
What
the
a
whole
great
movie was.
analogy.
Oh,
That's a
thank-
really good analogy. I like that.
Thanks. That's
See,
right.
I loved 5, but
Yeah, me too.
like, I get what you're saying about the characters and stuff, though. Like, really, the only one stand out from it, I think, would be Jenna Ortega, and I could be biased because I like freaking love her. But
Oh yeah, we're very fond of her on the show.
I also love Sabrina Carpenter.
You will never get it right. You're so close every time.
I like the name you went with because it's kind of like
I was
in
gonna
that
say-
same wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a thing here, but
Yeah.
go ahead,
That was
guys.
good.
But yeah, no, I agree. I feel like the new ones, they're, and especially like Scream 5, there wasn't any characters. Like I liked Wes.
yeah, I
And
like
it
Wes
seems
too.
like the characters
Who?
I like get killed off.
Yeah.
And like the characters that I don't know.
Oh, Wes,
Yeah.
he was the yeah.
Judy Hicks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I liked him. I think he was
Yeah.
good.
Hey, you
But-
know who's great? Roger Jackson.
Yes. Yeah.
Just
Roger
carrying this
Jackson.
franchise. That
I know.
voice.
Yeah. The voice of Scream. The voice of Ghostface.
Oh.
In every single one. So
That voice is fantastic. There's so much like
I'll give you
menace
that.
to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do miss like in the first one it felt more playful, and I feel like now it's just comes off more sinister.
Yeah,
So you know what I mean? Like I feel like we don't get the playful
I think
Ghostface as we used to.
from
but-
what little I know, I think the reason that happened is because of the spoof movies.
Oh,
What are
scary
they?
movies?
Scary movie.
Oh, do you think that they were like, okay, no one's afraid of Ghostface anymore, so now
so we have to
him,
make
like,
him
really
a little.
badass?
Yeah, there's not
I-
allowed to
oh,
be
yeah, I
any
can see
levity
that.
or
Yeah, that makes
comedy
sense.
in his. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that makes
It's just
sense
a
because
thought.
there is like memories in my head of someone pushing a bike down the steps and the Ghostface guy just running down away
Yeah.
from it.
I
Like
wonder-
stuff like that is not going.
I
anywhere.
also wonder what effect that has on a franchise.
I think people get over it pretty quick, honestly.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know that when they were shooting the very first Scream, Wes Craven hid him from the cast and
I
would let
could listen to
him
you
call.
talk all day. I'm sorry.
And he would call and mess with them, but they never actually met the voice of Ghostface while they were filming. And I think after that, it took away from it because everybody knew who he was. So it kind of took the shine
Okay.
and the scary factor away from that.
The mystery behind the
Yeah.
voice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I agree.
I agree. So, one thing we like to do is rate this movie with emojis. So, young Vince, would you like to start us off?
Oh hell yeah! Let me see. I got it. I think I did it. Here we go. I have a pager.
Yes.
I have a raccoon.
Perfect.
I have a trash can.
Hey, wait a second.
I have a dollar sign,
Okay.
and then I have a light bulb for an idea. I've got
Interesting.
money, and I've got an idea. That's gonna fucking live with me forever.
I still have
Love
to show
it.
you the picture.
How about you, Macey?
Well, I was just gonna say a bunch of the gasping, scared face, but now I feel like that just like kind of falls flat compared to your rating.
Okay, how about this? Ready?
Yes.
Favorite 3 drummers.
Favorite 3 what?
Favorite 3 drummers.
Oh, drummers. I don't know why I thought you said charmers, and I'm like,
Yeah.
That's
where's
fine.
this going?
Three favorite drummers.
Snakes.
Don't worry, I got you. Number 1, Danny Carey.
No.
Tool. This is just me. Number 2, I'm not judging you. Number 2, Derek Grant, formerly of Alkaline Trio, and then number 3 is Ringo Starr.
Ouch. No, dude. Oh, ouch.
Okay,
Yeah.
come on, hit me.
Okay. Not Ringo Starr. He's the most overrated drummer ever.
Disagree, but go on.
My favorite, I'm biased, is Jen Ledger from Skillet. She's why I started drumming, so that's
Okay.
biased. Dang, I've been out of the industry for so long now.
You can finish with your 2 favorite bands.
We're your emojis, that one.
No,
Yeah.
I want to.
Okay. I'm like literally blanking on drummer. This is embarrassing. Joe Rickard, he was with Red. I loved him. Oh, yep. See, now it's rolling. Matt Grenier from August Burns Red.
See, that's what I wanted.
Yep, Matt Grenier, Jen Ledger, and anyone who plays for Lizzie Hale because she's like a goddess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ringo Starr also. Got it.
He's like,
No.
I'll open for you. All right, Becky.
I don't use emojis because I refuse to use hieroglyphics. But if I have to pick,
What is that, dark magic to you?
She just has her pager over there.
Meanwhile, all of my messages to her
I
are just
did.
emojis.
it is.
You just
very
learned something about her.
I would say a thumbs up, a knife, and a cat doing that upset scream face that's somehow in my phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot that one existed. The cat face.
I got some emojis. I got them here. I got a person screaming. I got a knife and a blood drop. I got a woof woof. I got a house and an explosion right on next to each other. I got the number 3 because fuck you, I can do that. I got
We can't stop him. We've tried.
yeah. I got a cat because he was supervising some of the scratching at the windows.
Yeah.
I got a ghost for Sid's ghost mom.
Oh, perfect.
Better than Ghost
And
Dad.
then I got for you. I got your raccoon, and then I got me for a raccoon,
Aw.
and then
love that.
a trash can
Holding hands.
For us.
for
Yeah.
us.
Perfect.
What you got, EJ?
Oh, and one more, and a vampire because we eat out of Elle's trash can.
Oh, yeah, she likes vampires. Yeah,
does.
that's correct. I have 3 thumbs up. A knife, a little film clapper.
Oh, nice. Slate.
And slate and camera.
Oh,
Yeah, like a
because they made a movie,
right.
and it's the 3rd Scream.
And then I was like, I took these emojis really serious this week.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
This is
I don't know
crazy.
either. I've never done it.
So, all right. Before we close out, let's do our plugs. Macey, do you have anything you would like to plug? Your Instagram, your art, your anything?
Yeah, sure. I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Team Neon Orange. I literally just post horse things, so if you want to see my pony, his name is Jughead. Follow me there. I don't have my radio shift hours for this year yet, but I do DJ on 91.7 VMFM for Maryland University. Just listen for the Triple M Rock Block because that's me. So tune in.
Can
have fun.
I send you suggestions for songs?
I would prefer you do not because of the panic that sets in
I
whenever
pulled-
that phone rings. Which you
Oh,
try.
wait. Wait,
Okay,
so-
I gotta tell the story.
Wait, so it's possible to do?
Hey, can
okay.
Oh boy!
Hey, can you play Ringo Starr?
I'm gonna call.
Literally just blow the station up. I'm like,
I'd
I'm
like to
done.
hear Octopus's Garden, if that's cool.
That's the only thing
But
I do.
photograph?
Which-
You didn't photograph?
Literally around. I had a shift the week of Halloween, and I messaged Becky, because they keep our department at Marywood in the basement because we're all weirdos, so they want to keep us away from
That's
everybody.
where you belong.
So
Animals.
my shift was later, and I was the only one downstairs, and the lights are on sensors, except for the one in the station. So all the lights went out outside of the station. I'm like, oh great. So I sent Becky a message. I'm like, I'm here on my own, and it's dark out there. And what did I say? I feel like I'm having a Sidney Prescott moment.
Yes.
And then like about a half hour later, I get a call with
My nephew.
Yeah, imitating the Ghostface voice.
Oh, that's
who only
classic.
knew what's your favorite scary movie. He knew no other lines
That was the
from
only
it.
line he knew.
Meanwhile, I am quoting
fed
the
it to him.
movie to a T.
He also knew, hi, I'm Freddie.
I'm
your
boyfriend now, Nancy.
So yeah, so we have fun at 91.7 VMFM. So yeah, tune in there. And then
Yeah.
I do have an art Instagram. It's at Macey, Macey, draws things, but I draw things. I just rarely ever post them. But yeah, so that's me.
All right, awesome. Now over to Becky Henderson. What's up, buddy? What do you want to promote?
I'll promote the comic book store. If anybody ever needs any comics, new and old, Comics on the Green is at 307 North Washington in downtown Scranton.
So I'm looking for Punisher Warzone because that's my series that I collect. Do you have any Punisher Warzone there?
We might right now. We do have a lot of Punisher back issues.
How about like, do you have original Archie comics? Like, what else do you have there?
No,
Not
I buy
just-
them all.
Okay, you do.
That's true, actually. She does buy them all.
That is true.
Is it just comics? What else do you have there?
We do have some action figures, but it is mostly comics, but we get the good comics. I touched Batman 10 through 100, as in the ones from the 1930s, 1940s.
The fact that you said I touched them and you're proud of that
I am.
it's a whole new status of nerd. I like that.
Yeah.
Yep. How often do you see a Batman number 10 from the 1940s?
don't.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see?
I have in pristine condition. I don't know if you remember this, but Superman died at one point. So I have Superman's obituary. I have the entire series. It's called Funeral for a Friend. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic, but I'm that level of nerd too. So as much as I make fun of you guys for movies, I'm kind of with you.
They came out with an anniversary issue of that last year.
I don't have the money. Don't tell me that.
It's like $5.
They've said for the last like 28 weeks, or no, it's more than that. It's like 50 weeks now that my check is in the mail. So as soon as I get that check from them, I'm going right to the store.
Come right down. We'll get it.
There's a Facebook too, right?
Yes. We
Okay,
have
cool.
Facebook. We're on all the social medias, so you should be able to find us.
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about your own art?
Just
too?
real quick, Becky, just to answer your question. Often I do get to touch Batman. Pretty regularly, honestly. It's not even that surprising. They're just like laying around my apartment. All original ones, too.
Yeah, when the
Yeah.
kittens are there, right? When you have the new cats, you
Yeah,
just
they-
lay them on
Yeah.
the ground around the litter box.
Do you have a chow?
No, I'll say something super nerdy really quick. I have Amazing Spider-Man number 50, Spider-Man No More, and it's probably my most prized possession.
I was gonna say, what is your favorite, your most prized comic? It's that
I think for me, it is. Yeah.
Spider-Man 2099. I had that, and when the movie came out, I lost my fucking mind.
Oh, like the new Into the
With
Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse,
Yeah.
and I saw that, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Becky, are you over there like thinking to yourself like, fuck that issue? Because you have like a
No, I just think it's cute because I'm thinking about like what my most prized comic is, and it's Batman 69 from 1951. So
Nice.
yeah.
Sorry.
And what happens in that?
So that is the first and only appearance of her brother. I collect Catwoman stuff, so it is
Yeah.
the first and only appearance of Carl Kyle, her brother, until the late 80s, where they killed him off as a background character.
Oh.
They brought him
Damn
back
it.
just
This
to
is
kill
one
him.
issue that they bring him
Yeah.
back to kill him.
Yes. And
Damn it.
Hey, Selena.
What an arc.
until recently, it wasn't reprinted in anything. So the only way to read that is if you bought the issue in 1951.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That's why I have Amazing Spider-Man number 50 is the first appearance of the Kingpin.
Yes.
So yeah, I like that character.
Do you have one of those?
I have.
Good
Amazing
for you.
Spider-Man
I know
number
how much
50.
those are. Good for you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't know how to read.
No, so would you like to promote your art?
Oh
too?
yeah, we got sidetracked. So
Yeah.
my Instagram, I have to pull it up because I can never remember what
It
is.
didn't get lost. Everybody just knows
I know.
now.
I'm illiterate. I like the pictures though.
I'm great
What
as
are all these
notes for it.
squiggly lines?
No.
So my Instagram is Annie_is_a_kitty, and I named it after my cat. As you do. That has all of my artwork on it that people can check out. They can also DM me if they ever want a commission. If they have money and an idea.
You were racing for that. I saw that. I saw Vince. He was like, he was ready to pounce.
How about this? I have a general thought and exposure. Will you work with that?
Sure.
Yeah. Can I pay you an But think of all the exposure.
I have unformed ideas and an IOU.
Building it out.
I have a candy wrapper. No candy.
That you picked up off the ground and ate.
No, that he found in Al's trash can.
Yeah. All right. So Annie is a kitty on Instagram.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Young Vince, how about you?
I'll go Adam Farley because I love him to death. He was here for the party. Was
I do
fantastic. Will Perna was here from Variant Season.
Yes.
It was nice to see everybody.
Chris Alou.
Chris Alou was there also. Yeah.
Local comedian Chris Schwartz.
Oh, he's a comedian?
Oh, yeah. Chris Schwartz is one of the funniest people
If
you'll ever
only
meet.
like you guys told me about your friends who I have like interest with. Like, I don't know, you know any female drummers, or do you know any guys that are comedians, knowing how much I love comedy? But no, you keep that shit to yourselves.
Yeah.
Go ahead, guys.
We don't like to tell you anything.
Okay, fair enough.
Chris, just real quick side. Chris sent me this voice message yesterday, and he was laughing, and he's like, I just popped into my head. I don't know why. He's like, do you remember the time that we were pranking people out of a paper shop because we were like teenagers and we loved to just prank call people? And I found that this guy was selling a PlayStation 2 and like a WWF game. So I called him up and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to buy like a PlayStation 2 for my son. They seem pretty popular. I was wondering if it was still available. He's like, yeah. He's like, I totally have that. I have some games. I'm like, oh, what kind of games do you have? He's like, well, we have the brand new WWF game. And I'm like, well, what's that? And he got real quiet because he's like, what? I'm like, well, what's WWF? And he's like, oh, it's like a wrestling game. And I'm like, ooh, is there like a mode where instead of them, like hitting each other, that maybe they could just like sit down and talk out their differences? The guy's just like, long pause, no. And then it's just like, he's like, oh, it also has some DVDs to go along with it. We just bought Rookie of the Year. And I'm like, I don't know. That gave my son nightmares. And he's like, why? It's just baseball, man.
You had nothing better to do with your time.
No, I just
love that.
paper shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
True story.
All right.
That's why I turned out the way I did. Not well. Unformed. Yeah, let me get out my thing. Okay. I'm gonna plug Raven View Productions. It's my film production company, and how you're listening to this podcast.
It's a thing you're doing.
Yeah, it's a thing. Fourth Cut Reviews, run by our friend Chris Conforti.
Mm-hmm. He was here too.
He was. Our keyboard warrior, Chris Conforti. NEPA Horror Fest.
Joey Bag of Potatoes?
NEPA Horror Fest run by Jess Mione,
Okay,
Bob Keller, putting together the festival to bring in. I think they're actually gathering up a bunch of people from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, the women of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Awesome.
I think they just booked Lisa Wilcox, which was kind of wild.
Awesome.
Gravy Diggers.
Yes.
The best pot pie business on this side of the country.
Well, on this side of the
Says us.
street.
Yeah. Well, we're not entirely sure it is a pot pie.
Yes.
Right.
You
But-
can't legally. You're not. We can't classify it as a pot pie.
Yeah. We did find Matt though. Finally,
Yes.
he's actually
We
in the basement.
Barely got it cleared for food. So yeah.
He's in the basement now though, since the office wall came
A lot
down.
more space down there.
Variant Season. Our friend Will Perna
Mark Anish.
and JT Walsh, some fantastic rock music there. And at the end of the day, the only thing I care to plug, Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue. If you want to get involved with helping some cats, you can donate some food. You can give them some treats, some pets. You can adopt one. That's where I got
Yeah.
my cat Ella.
Hell yeah.
Ella's this little black kitten. She likes to sleep with me at night. I have my cat Pumpkin. He didn't come from there, but he's a fan. He sends them money
Yeah.
because he has a lot. So he
Yeah.
likes to give back to the cats who are on the streets, and he wants to get them into colleges.
The cat community.
The cat community, yeah.
Yeah.
The cat community.
Love it.
If they get degrees, they can work in movies teaching people how to scratch on windows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So not all cats have the same privileges that other cats have.
Right.
And you can give that cat the ability to dream and someday to work on a major motion picture like Scream 3.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That was
How about
beautiful.
you, asshole? We got anything to plug?
Yes, I do. Adam Farley's music.
Done
Make sure to
already.
check
did
Go
that.
on.
Oh, Crystal Lou's music.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. And then New Metal Messiah, Jon Snow.
we didn't do
Metal
that, yeah.
Messiah,
Yeah.
Jon Snow.
Check out the ETC, Eastern Tribute Collective.
Like it?
Jon Snow is in about 18 different bands.
Yes.
And
He doesn't even know how many, I
yeah,
think, at this point.
Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
don't know for sure. But he's in a lot.
Yeah.
There's like Issues. There's Red Cap Assassins.
More than 10, less than 300.
Yes.
Right around
We'd be here
there.
all day if I listened to them all.
We don't have-
We can't do that. Toad.
All you know is
Let's
that
go
if,
into it.
all you know is that if there's an earthquake going on, it's because he's rocking out somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
Metal
But
Messiah.
Jon Snow is a beautiful man. If you get a chance to see him in concert, there's a concert coming out in August. It's him and Variant Season, Will Perna.
Yeah.
And so you can see them both rock the V spot on August 16th.
Yeah. Check
I
out them
believe.
calves, too, because
Yeah.
popping. Yeah.
And,
I
and
think
please,
it's August 15th.
And please, if you see him, smell his neck.
Yeah.
He loves that.
Yeah.
Interesting. And also,
Speaking
last
of which,
but not
I
least,
gotta call Elle and ask her to put like more vegetables in her garbage for you guys because I want you guys to eat more healthy.
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. Also, Three Jacks. What is
Oh.
the burger of the month?
What month is it? Oh, this is August. We don't talk about this.
Mary
burger.
Moon.
The Mary Moon. She's a vegetarian. Veggie patty, mixed greens, corn salsa, sriracha ranch dressing. Don't let the veggie patty fool you. You could substitute for chicken, beef, pork, Triple J, or a pair of Jacks.
Or even a gravy digger pot pie.
Or a gravy digger pot pie.
What is the veggie burger?
It's a veggie patty. It's
Black
it's
bean.
actually pure. It's vegan. It's classified as vegan because it's like made with black bean and peppers and stuff like that.
Awesome.
So I guess all natural. I don't know.
Yeah.
There might be people in there too.
Well,
We don't
Is
know.
it like mushroom based or no?
no, it's all
No.
it's all black bean. It's like
Oh,
mostly
okay.
black bean
Oh, cool.
and a little bit of human. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
You can really taste the
Yeah.
human.
because
And we sprinkle crack on everything,
Eat
so
veggie-
that's why you come back.
yeah. I
By the way, I need it.
but
got
okay,
any fries,
very
man?
cool. And any cool deals going on at Three Jacks lately?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
What about Thursday nights?
I don't know what happens on Thursday. Oh, we got $2 off wing bites. We got $2 Miller High Life bottles. You guys are grilling me like I'm
Yeah.
being fucking interrogated. What is happening?
We
here?
want you to succeed. We have to mooch off you.
How nice is it back here though?
It's wonderful.
It's nice.
Isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So we're gonna do this again. This will be
Yes.
a thing. All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like
It
it.
was a smart call.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is talking about off-air stuff on air.
Yeah. As
No
you
need
do.
for me to talk about this now, but I wanna.
On
Well,
air with air conditioning.
Yes.
You could also edit it
Yeah,
out.
this is
Okay,
my
that's
first
not
time
right
in here.
out.
This is nice. This is a good setup.
Yeah.
I can't wait to walk down there and just start sweating instantly.
Yay.
Was this where the auditions were?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was wondering.
Yeah.
I feel like I just do everything in this building.
In this room.
that right behind you, that used to be an office, and we gutted it and turned it into a place for us to record ADR.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
I made a makeshift ADR. It's very similar to just me hanging blankets and
Yeah.
being like,
It
let's
was
get
nifty.
the echoes out of here. Yeah. That was fun, too.
Yeah. That was a
lot
good
of fun.
time.
Best snuff film ever.
Yes.
Chris
that
Lou,
one. Yes.
Chris Lou, like nailed it first time, every line.
Yes.
First
It's very
time.
He wasn't
professional.
even like looking anymore, because like there's like a little beep before you read your lines, so you can just kind of match it up with your mouth, your
Yeah.
words. And he wasn't even looking after some
Yeah.
point. You just hear the beep, and he would do it, and it was just dead on and precise.
Yeah, I
Macey-
roped him into
Yeah.
Marywood. We started like a film production thing for like practical hours, and we needed actors. And well, I messaged you first.
You
and
did.
you recommend.
I'm the one,
yeah.
I told
And
you, I'm like,
recommend-
look up Crystal Lou.
You recommended him, and then you came, and he wound up getting the part, and I roped him into it, and yeah, he's awesome.
You know what's funny? I
Him
knew he was
and
going
Dave
to get
Spitzer.
the part.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's another great one.
Yeah. I love Dave Spitzer too. But,
so many talented people. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had EJ do ADR.
Yeah. And ooh, man, it was bad.
Let me tell you.
Embarrassing.
It was so embarrassing. It was so bad. Oh, man.
My name's Mac Flanagan.
My name's Max Flanagan. It's Mac. I kept saying Max.
We'll see what we could do with it.
We'll work around it.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post. It is post. It is post.
This is it.
So, anyways, make sure.
Unwatchable.
So
We'll fix it in
unwatchable.
post.
So make sure to follow us on Instagram and Freakquels Podcast. You could also follow us on Facebook, Freakquels Podcast,
Yeah.
where Rory shares detailed parts of his life.
Pictures of my feet.
Yeah, it's gross.
And his
Roll.
fin. And his
It's
fin.
hot. Yeah.
And his
Yeah.
fins.
Oh,
yeah, all
NEPA Horror Fest. NEPA Movie Mania. Joe Petito. We forgot to plug that.
Oh, Joey Bag of Potatoes. See?
Yeah.
I wanted to get him in there. Yeah.
And-
And only
And
OnlyFins.
OnlyFins. Yeah.
OnlyFins, yeah.
OnlyFins.
Before we get to the thing, ladies, thank you. You
Very
were
welcome.
fantastic.
Thank you. It was
Very
fun.
good.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Macey.
Yeah.
Rocking your screen gear.
Oh yeah, I'm decked out. Like,
Yeah.
almost everything that could be Scream, that I could wear it. I am wearing.
Perfect.
My clothes are dirty, but go on.
I wear my Scream thong, so.
Just keep it to yourself. And Becky, thank you for coming on
Yeah.
and just killing it. You guys were awesome. Please come back anytime you want.
Definitely.
Anytime.
Any movie you want to do, just hit us up. That we haven't done, obviously, but like you hit us up and we
Yeah.
can do it again. You guys are great.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. And with that being said, thank you for listening to. What's your favorite scary cat?